Hello. Oh, my light. Oh, gosh. What is going on with my light? There. Oh, oh, child. It is. It looked like I just left Studio 54. What is going on? Oh, I got to get this light. Oh, yeah. We're taking care of this weekend. Because what? I look a hot mess anyway. How are you guys? Lord. How are you guys? How are you guys doing? I'm so sorry. My light is a mess. It is what it is. It is what it is. I it's like reporting live. Oh, that's my setting spray. That's why. Reporting live from my kidnapper's basement. I told y'all about that janky light. But you know what? It's okay, y'all. Because I'm going to get it fixed. Look at that. It's literally hanging on by tape. I'm going to get this fixed. Don't y'all worry. Well, not fixed. I have to order another light. And it's taking a little long than usual. I don't know what's going on. But it was supposed to be here. But this will do. This, ooh, this will do. Okay, that's better. This will do. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry, East Coast. This was the only time I could do it. Sorry. I'm on the West Coast for now. Of course, I'm fumbling with my plug. One day, we're going to look back at this and laugh because everything was working before I got on camera. We're going to look. We're going to look back at this one day and laugh. Oh, crap. Lord. Oh, there it is. Okay. We're good. Anyway, how are you guys? How are you guys? Thank you all so much for being here with me. I thought that we were going to get all the weddings. I didn't know we were going to get like a cliffhanger of one wedding. I thought we were going to get all the weddings today since so many couples are like, it looks like they're not making it. So what's happening, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Because I thought this was it. I was like, oh, there's another episode? And then how long do we have to wait for the reunion? I can't with this show. Wrap it up. I was just like, oh, there's more. I really thought we were going to get all the weddings. Anyway, we got a new drink, Star Fam. We got a new drink. While I debut my new drink, I'll give my intro. So ghetto. We'll get organized. I'm lying. I've been doing this for a decade. We won't. Hi, welcome to NikkiStar TV. I am Nikki.Star. I do comedic reviews of some of your favorite reality TV shows. This is a live stream. And in this live stream, I do a live review and a live chat. So for the first 30 or so minutes, that will be my review of each episode. And then after that, for about 4 or 5 hours, I hop into the comedy section with the Star family and we discuss the show and whatever else we feel like. Welcome. Okay, so what do we have here? I am a woman, right? I got this because I thought it was pretty. I don't know. I just got it because I thought it was pretty. I was like, oh, this is so cute. Caliente. It's called De La Calle Tapache. Modern Mexican soda, 6 grams of fiber, mango chile. Mango chile serving. Hold on. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to try it. We infuse tradition with a refreshing twist, crafting the first modern Mexican soda, mango chili. Deliciously delicate yet bold, balance of sweet, juicy mangoes and a hint of savory chili spice. De La Calle is inspired by the timeless heritage of tapache, a beloved fermented pineapple drink savored in the streets of Mexico. There's no sugar, it's the ethanol, erythanol. Yeah, in acacia. whatever that means. So let's give it a shot. Capache. Let's see. It was pretty, so I was like, why not? Because I think I've sampled all the poppies that I'm going to sample. Is it poppy or Olipop? Oh, it's Olipop. I sampled all the Olipops that I want to sample. There's nothing else now. So let's try Tapasha. It's not bad, but it's not mango. I am getting mango, but I'm also getting peach. Should I be getting peach? The flavor is confusing, but it's good. I'll give this another shot. Is it better than my Olipops? No, it's not. But if I can't get my Olipop, I'll get the De La Color. I'll get that. Why not? Let's get into it. Let's get into episode 10. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Cinco, seis, siete, ocho. Diaz! Episode Diaz. I told you I was bilingual. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. So in episode 10, what's going to happen at the reunion? Like, what's going to happen at the reunion? Because I'm really concerned. Because the way Connor is going, the way Chris is going about, and like Connor really thought that they were friends. Like, when he watches this, it's going. I feel like that reunion is going to be nasty because what Chris is doing to Connor is absolutely crazy. To sit there and tell Bree, first of all, what is the white beauty standard in Ohio? Because these men are going crazy over Bree, and no shade. I'm from Philly, right? And I live in LA. The white beauty standard is different, real different in both places. The fact that Bree is, I was like, what is going on in Ohio? Like, what? Okay. Anyway, so he's telling her that he's attracted to her. He likes her. Chris starts making like these weird comments. And I'm like, I don't think he knows how to talk to women. Something wrong. Something is very off with that man. It's like he's one of them aliens from Men in Black that is trying to adjust to his skin. He doesn't know how to be human. He is very odd. I am curious to know what he looked like before he started doing all those triathlons. Something is off with that man. The way he was throwing Chris under the bus, telling Bree, the way he was throwing Connor under the bus, telling Bree that Connor wanted somebody else, and because they both agreed to go for different women, that he picked Bree, but Bree wasn't his number. What wasn't his number one? And the way he was throwing Connor under the bus and the awful things that he was saying, I was just like, does he know he's being filmed? Like, what is it? Because at this point, it can't be alcohol. It got to be alcohol and meth or crack. Like, something is like twisting this guy like this, because it really is night and day to what we have seen. It's just such a quick switch. And my thing is, if production has been protecting him this entire time until we got to this part so we could be gagged, that's really weird, because at the beginning, middle, end of the day, there was a woman along on this journey with him. So if you knew in his confessionals that he was a terrible guy, why even push him through this process? Because you knew you would get this moment at the expense of Jess? Yikes. Then he, like I said before, he asked her if she's attracted to him, and started going on about how he would take her out to Four Seasons. And then he was just like, in the real world, we would be F buddies. He was just saying everything, every and anything. What do men think the Four Seasons mean to us? Women can get the Four Seasons on their own. So what are you doing? What does that mean? Like, I just did not understand the way he was trying to lead with his money. And allegedly, he got sued by credit card companies. So he's telling her that he can give her this life, but he is madly, deeply in debt. Can I say this? I didn't even know that you can get sued by credit card companies. How over the limit are you? My God, today my credit card went over $10, and I didn't even know until I checked my balance because I'm crazy like that, checking that balance. I checked my balance and I was like, oh, how did that fix that immediately? How do you get to the point where you're getting sued by credit card companies? I didn't even know that that was a thing. I didn't even know that that could happen. My God, today, and you're leading with this money. I think he feels so inadequate as a man that he thinks the only thing that is value that is any value of him is finances, right? He doesn't think that he is that guy that can just, go out based off of looks and wit and get a woman. So he has to lead with his money. He's probably right, but he's doing it the wrong way. This is also what happens when a man listens to seriously and intently to those dating coaches and those, weird podcasters, because I can't believe that any man is getting radicalized by Joe Rogan, the 4'2" host of Fear Factor. I cannot believe that he has the pull on men that he has. Theo from freaking Road Rules, the inbred guy that was never funny, is like leading a very large sect of men. What is going on? And I believe that's what women are currently dealing with, Gen Z and millennial women. We are out here having to date men that have been radicalized by losers. It's over. It's absolutely over. It's like the fact that you couldn't see that these men are losers. What the hell is wrong with you? My God, today. But Bree's just sitting there listening to him and taking it all in. And I'm like, oh, are you agreeing? Like, this was so confusing. The whole time he's saying these awful things to Bree about Connor and about her. And Bree goes, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, right. Why don't you pop him? Like, you let it get too far. But I thought that F buddies would have been, you're out. Why are you still there? And let me tell you something, you better than me. Because the minute he said that stuff about Connor, I would have been like, oh, really? Connor! Connor, come here. Like, you just sitting there listening to him. Girl, ooh, we are built different. Kavan and Kia was a throwaway. Word on the street that Tyler was not invited to the cast party. Why? Tyler, Kia, and Kevon, or Kevin? Is it Kevin? I keep on calling him Kevon. Kevin, like, I just didn't understand. They just threw that triplet, that thruple. They threw them away. I guess because Tyler voluntarily left or left at her own accord and would not allow them to trick her to staying any longer. They decided to punish her by not inviting her to the cast party. Very weird. Very, very, very weird. So anyway, we literally get 3 seconds of Kevin and Kia meeting, and Kevin is trying to like flirt with Kia, and she's just not interested. He's talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, can we go over here?" And then they go over to a table. He tried to talk to her. They go over to a table full of people at her request. She goes over to the table and moves so far away from him while he's still trying to talk to her. She's like, ugh. She's so disgusted and turned off, and that's it. They threw the black people on this show away. And I think they threw them away because, especially the black woman, would not play the game. They would not allow this show to humiliate them. They chose themselves and they left. And I think because they didn't get the storyline out of them that they wanted, this is their punishment because they wanted Tyler. That's why Tyler wasn't invited, I think. They wanted her and Kevin to make it through this process because they're such a terrible coupling. And so they knew they would have gotten some drama out of them because Tyler is very, very forward with her feelings. Kevin is very passive, but he also says a lot of confusing things because I saw a clip of her interview with her podcast interview with AD, and she was just like, my face, people don't realize throughout that scene, the reason why I was looking like that and getting so emotional was because like I was in a pause with that dude one day and we were talking about getting married and like this was it and he broke up with Kia and everything and it was just me. Then we get in there and he's telling me that I shouldn't pick him. Like I would be making the wrong choice if I picked him. She was like, that's why I looked at the camera and I was just like, what is going on? But we never got that conversation. So they tried to edit her a certain way because they wanted her to go along with it, to be this character in this process where she's constantly breaking the fourth wall, constantly having her feelings and desires overlooked and being tormented in this relationship by this guy that really I won't necessarily say that he didn't want her, but does not know what he wants. And I think because they couldn't get that story from her, which is a story they love to tell about Black women, I think it was, well, since we couldn't get that out of you, we're done with you on this journey. Same thing with Kevin and Key. It was just like they just like didn't exist at all. Very awkward. They spent more time on Priyanka, who we never saw her match with anybody. Just ridiculous. So Priyanka and Ashley, they pull Alex aside and they go to talk to him because Priyanka is in Alex's friend group. So they are discussing his ex in Austin. And Priyanka knows a little bit more than Ashley, and she starts giving details about the girl. But Priyanka, I don't think is doing it to undermine Alex. She is doing that because she's just like, oh, do I have a picture? She's just like, she thought that with this being his fiance, that she knew just as much as Priyanka knew. So she is, I don't think I have her picture. I don't. But I do have Alex and Ashley. So she's just talking. She's just talking and she's not realizing that she has a lot more information about this woman than Ashley does. And Ashley is getting annoyed. So Alex is trying to, keep his story straight with Ashley, but Priyanka then gave all this additional information that is not adding up to what he told Ashley. And Ashley, like her dad, is cross-examining the plaintiff, defendant, cross-examining the defendant, and he is not doing well. He cannot keep his lies together. And I think what is happening is Alex is just not being truthful. Alex is unemployed and Alex is homeless. He does not have an address. He does not have an actual job. And he's trying to BS his way to the altar. And Ashley is catching on to some things because Ashley was putting two and two together. And I feel like Ashley has clocked who Alex is. It just depends on how desperate she is for a husband, but I feel like she knows what this is. I feel like she has it. I feel like she gets it. I feel like she knows, but it's up to her if she wants to be free. And the MAGA girls, they love slavery, child. They love slavery. The whole conversation, Alex is talking, and she's just like, wait, you never told me this. Oh, that's not what you said. And Alex is just like, well, but no, because I know Austin, and it's not adding up because he's lying. He cannot keep up with his lies. So because he's losing in this conversation with Ashley, he turns his anger to Priyanka because he's mad at her that she didn't protect him. But Priyanka is just like, I thought that she knew all of this stuff. Like, I didn't know that you didn't tell your fiance that you told me more about your ex than you told your fiance. And Priyanka was just like, yeah, but this is a marriage. So she's expecting to know certain things. And he was just like, are you in this marriage? And Priyanka was just like, hold up. Like, you're not going to get nasty with me. He's just like, but if this is a marriage, then if this is our relationship, why are you in it? Basically, he said, get out of this because you're messing up my situation. You're confusing the situation. And as soon as Priyanka left and got up out of there, he was able to once again convince Ashley, and she was all goo-goo-eyed over him yet again. But he got Priyanka together because he did not like the fact that she was adding more information to a lie he can't keep straight. This season is a mess. He said, if this is my potential marriage, why are you here? I will say this. It was so weird how Ashley did not have any reaction to how he was getting so angry with Priyanka when she was just telling the truth of the matter, because he copped to everything that she said. Once she said it, he couldn't keep it together. And I'm just like, you need to watch how angry he gets when the truth is presented. That should be a huge red flag for you. But we'll see next week. We will see next week if it actually is a red flag for her. Um, while while they're also there, because Chris struck out with Bree, because he tried like all this stuff that he has with Bree, he's trying to get with her. And Bree's just like, well, I'm happy with Connor. We went through this process together. I wouldn't want to go through it with anybody else. Like, we made a decision that we had better choices, so we did it. Let's just leave it at that. And she leaves. She goes over to Connor, and Connor's just like, how it goes. She's just like, I'll talk about it later, right? So then, because he strikes out with Bree, he wants to then go over to Jess. He goes to talk to Jess, and he's just like, how are you? She's like, I'm okay. I thought I was going to get married. I'm not. Like, my world has been shaken, but I'll be all right. He basically tries to worm his way back into her, according to him, trash vagina. You're pretty. I never said that you weren't. And you have beautiful dark features. And Jess is just like, I know what I look like. I know who I am. You don't have to tell me. And when he realizes that he can't get her that way, all of a sudden he does the self-deprecation, right? He's just like, you can hate me if you want to. It's okay. Everybody in my life hates me. Trying to get like sympathy points from her. Jess was not moved. She was not moved because she sees who he is. She was not moved. She shut that man down immediately. All for Chris. Right after he gets shut down, he hits up Bree on Instagram trying to meet up with her. Something is very off with him. Something is very, very, very off with him. But here's the thing. Maybe it's the editing, but Bree is acting so weird with this guy because she tells Connor some of the conversation that she had with Chris. And Connor's just like, he's nobody's friend. Like, I'm done with that dude. But I'm just like, Bree, you need to tell him everything. He's going to see it, girl. You might as well get ahead of it. But she tells him a little bit while she's talking to him. She gets a hidden message on Instagram from Chris. And Connor's just like, do you want me to respond to it? Because Chris was like trying to hang out with her. And Connor's like, you want me to respond to it? And she's like, no, I'm not going to even engage because if I do, that'll open up a door. The door is already open. The door has already been opened, my dear. The way she's acting, I feel like she responded to that Instagram. Anyway, Jordan is talking to the men and he's really happy with Amber, but then he says, I am, scared because I'm coming into Amber's world with her daughter and I've never been a stepdad before. So I'm kind of scared of that. Amber hears him and she goes, dude, if you want to go, you can go. Like if you can't do this, it's fine. You can get out of here. Let me tell you something. A woman that hates a man is real strict. A man hating woman does not play. There's no room for error. The minute she heard that he was scared, she was just like, you can go. I don't need you. Like, you can go. You can go. And Jordan's just like, no. I was just really just being honest with the guys because it's just like true, but that doesn't mean I want to go. And she was like, If this is scary for you, you don't have. As a woman that, don't play with these men, I was like, Amber, girl, because sometimes we could get a little, I was like, girl, just, he was just talking to his boy. She don't play. She is strict. She was like, you can get out of here. You don't got to do this. I said, oh, Amber, wait, we burning it down. Hold on. She is in her healing era. My God, today. Jordan was like, no, it's not like that. But she was just like, if you want to leave, you can go. She is strict. So poor Jordan is just messed up. He's, all heartbroken. They get home later. He's trying to talk to her and she will not speak to him. He's just like, I was just, expressing my concerns. It doesn't. She's strict. My God, today. My God, today. I will say, watching Amber, I was just like, am I like this? Because I don't play with them men ever. But I was like, is this a mirror? Ooh, is this a mirror? My God, today you can go. Oh, all right, girl. All right, girl. She was not playing with them. So then we go back to Ashley and Alex. They get home, and they are talking, and they're still talking about what happened because she's still not comfortable. Here's the thing: she has so many questions. She's uneasy with this relationship because she knows what the truth is. Her woman's intuition has told her everything. The issue, the conflict is her coochie is lying to her. That ovulation wants this man down. And that is the problem because as soon as she is ready or like has enough information to walk, she sleeps with that boy and she's back here. All of a sudden, it don't matter that he homeless. All of a sudden, it don't matter that he ain't got no job. Close your legs. But here's the thing, Alex knew because she led with sex. So Alex knew as long as I keep on swinging dingaling, I got a place to stay and a connection to some real coin. Also, I'm not from Ohio, but I've said this before. All of the women wanted these men to move into their homes. And I was like, yep, y'all ain't feel no sort of way that they didn't have a home to put you in? You the one with the home to put the man in? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? That got to be an Ohio thing. Is that happening everywhere? My God, today. My God, today. So then because she's still really uneasy about this ex because she feels like she still doesn't know everything. And she says, if we broke up, would you go back to be with your ex? And his response, you got to listen when a man speak. They're not smart. They're just conniving, the straight ones. She says, if we broke up, would you go back to your ex? His response, well, no, she's happy and in another relationship. He didn't say, no, I wouldn't go back to her because I don't want her. I would try to make it work with you. But that was enough for Ashley. Him, like he's telling you the only reason he's not with her is because she's with somebody else. But if the door was open, he'd be in Austin right now, girl. You gotta listen to them. But he charms her with McDonald's and she eats it up. And they probably have sex. My God, today. I will also say, I left this out. Bree told this lie that she got the ick from Chris. If we get to that reunion and Bree walks out with Chris, I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised. You did not get no ick from Chris. When you get an ick, you can't stomach that person. You can't stomach that man. You stayed there for a very long time. You stayed there so long, this show had enough content for 2 episodes. And they got several angles. Ick, where? Okay, girl. Okay, so now, and also in this episode, we get the men and the women trying on their tuxes and their oh no, before we get there, Amber and Jordan, they make up. She informs Jordan that her issue was not that he was a little nervous or a little scared about being a stepdad because he's never been one before. She said, that's fine. That's normal. My problem is that you told Vic before you told me. I agree with her. Why is she finding that out ear hustling your conversation with one of your boys. You have to let her know because that is her child and you are entering into their life. If you're not ready for this, discuss that with her. I agree with um, Amber on that. So now it's time for them to try on their tuxes and their wedding dresses. Christine bodied every wedding dress. My God, today she looks so beautiful in every wedding dress she tried. And she was sitting there. Where's Vic and Christine? She was sitting there crying over Vic. She was just like, I'm just so happy to just marry the man of my dreams. And I'm like, what? Love is blind. Where is this footage? Because I feel like the audience is so disconnected from this couple because there's no footage. She's at the point where she's crying over marrying this man because that's how happy she is. Can we see some of that? What is going on? I am so ready for that reunion. I know Nick and Vanessa will not answer the questions that we need answered. I am waiting for the cast after the reunion to hop on TikTok and tell us everything. That's where I get all my answers. TikTok. Even though it's like Nazi Central over there, but well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Ashley in her wedding dress reminded me of someone. I'm not gonna name the person because she's a part of liberal royalty, but she resembled her, lightly resembled her. And I'm going to withhold the name because I don't want this MAGA Barbie to ever think that she can compare to that liberal princess. Absolutely not. But I was like, I see a little something. Let's get into episode 11. I can't believe that I'm here with Connor. The way he had me teary-eyed this episode, I was like, Connor. Bree is not the one. She is not the one. You can do so much, but he just seems like a real, just sweet, chill guy. And maybe it's because Bree and Chris are so awful, he seems like a saint. But out of that throuple, he's the best person. He is the best person. I really enjoyed him this episode. Let's get to Brittany and Devontae. So Devontae, while him and Brittany are sitting down, acting like play cousins, there's no chemistry. He asked her for a prenup a week before the wedding. And Brittany's like, wait, why would you want that? Like, we've never talked about this before. And I just feel like if I don't give that to you, then there won't be a wedding. And I'm just like, Brittany, I need you to look in the mirror. That man is shaped like a Lego. Why are you letting him play in your face? And I really don't think that she likes him. I don't think that she wants to be with this guy. I think she likes marriage, desires marriage more than she desires Devontae. That's what I think is happening here because there's no way. There's no chemistry. These two have the chemistry of a pap smear. Like it's so much of nothing happening. My God, it's nothing there. There's not even any kind of physical attraction. Why are y'all have to be doing this for the show? Y'all have to be doing this for the show. It does not. If these two get married, wrap this show up. Wrap this show up immediately. I'm just like, I don't know what her and Ashley, I don't know how many signs they need. He is just not that into you. Devontae is using this prenup as his way out. Devontae ain't got nothing. What he got? What's she gonna take? His medium suit? What is she going to take? He don't have nothing. He ain't pedigree. There's no money. There's no wealth. There's nothing. He's throwing that out there to make himself even more of a terrible candidate for marriage. She is bypassing all of those things. This woman wants marriage more than anything. And I think that's what's happening to a lot of these women in Ohio. And I think it has everything to do with their faith. Because y'all keep on praying with these devils. My God, today. Y'all keep on praying with these men that do not want you. The fact that you cannot see that, child, very, very scary, child. He is not into you and you can't see it. And the way they weaponize prayer on this show, ew. She prayed with him. For what? Why are you praying with this man? Stop inviting God into foolishness. Do you see what's going on in the world? He's busy. You're inviting him into this relationship he never put together. Like, my God, today you're a grown adult. What does God have to do to get you to grow up and make some decisions on your own? My God, today he's just like, I'm over here in Palestine. I can't help. Handle it. I keep on giving you the sign this dude don't want you. Now you're calling me again to this foolishness? What more do you need? Yikes. None of them can see these signs. And I honestly think it's their faith. I think it's their religion that has them like with these blinders on. I feel like the women, this entire cast of women on Love is Blind, except for Amber Child, except for Amber, Tyler, and Kia, I feel like these are the kind of girls that you meet in church that clearly that marry a clearly gay guy. We've all known them, and it's so many of them. They're at the altar, your husband switching down the aisle, eyebrows arch, lips perch, the whole, all his groomsmen, hella sassy. But you're sitting up there crying and saying, God, I thank you for bringing this man to me. And God is like, girl, leave me alone. I told you not to do that. I told you not to do that. When you found his grinder, that was the biggest sign. Before your bachelorette party, you found his grinder. I helped. I helped. You got these big brown titties, shaped like a Coca-Cola bottle. This man sees you and he's repulsed. How much does God need to do? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But this is the church girl mindset. It's so scary. It's so scary. And the thing about it is, when you get them church girls right before they turn 30, they'll do anything for a husband and a child. They will do it and marry anything. So you got these church girls in spiritual psychosis about to turn 30 or early 30s. The easiest women to enslave. And here we are. He just told you he won't marry you unless you sign a prenup. And you said, let's pray. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Like, girl, at this point, God did not come. I'm telling you that right now. He's sick of you. He did not come. I'm telling you that. He wasn't in that. That was Beelzebub. He was not in that. Leave God alone. He got bigger fish to fry. Vic and Christine seem to be a very healthy couple. And I say seem because what the hell am I going off of? We have nothing. All the footage we get of this couple, they filmed it on an iPhone. So we have nothing to go off of. We can just assume. I will say, remember I was like, there's something about Vic. I can't put my finger on it. I finally put my finger on it. Vic reminds me of a certain kind of Black man from the civil rights era. It's giving Giselle's pappy. Anyway, that's what I get. Because I'm just like, I'm putting. Uh, ah. Anyway, they seem to be okay, but who knows? Who knows? I think what's giving me a pause with them is the obvious fact that we just don't have much footage of them, and they're such a throwaway couple. And it's like the show is like trying to get us on this journey, but there's nothing for us to get on. We really don't know anything about this couple, so it's very hard to like attach ourselves to their storyline because they're an afterthought. There's not much that we get from this couple because the show dropped the ball on covering them. And word in them Reddit streets is that Vic and Christine were not a couple that they picked to follow. What happened was while they were filming, a lot of the couples fell apart really early. So they went back and got the people who were still engaged and was just like, let's pick up cameras and film you guys. That's why their footage is so disjointed because they really didn't start filming this couple until after a few couples appeared as if they were not going to make it to the altar. So that's why they seem like such an afterthought. And that's why it's so difficult to call them because it's just like we don't have much going on. Like when Christine was crying in her wedding dress about how she's so happy to marry Vic, I'm like, really? Okay. I don't know. Like, I don't know if she's making a good decision or a bad decision. This show didn't let us see anything. So how are we supposed to know? The other reason why they give me pause, besides the lack of just coverage of this couple, is again, religion. I think and again, this could just be because this is all we see. All we see of them is just like, let's pray. All right, I thank God for bringing you into my life. They remind me, many years ago, I went to a multicultural church. Worst mistake of my life. I will never attend a church where there are non-Black people. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if there's anybody in leadership that ain't Black, I'm out. I will only worship in Black only spaces. I will never make that mistake again. Worst mistake of my life. My God, today, you thought Philly made me radical? Going to a church with white people and non-Black people of color? Woo! 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 Anyway, this couple reminds me of a lot of those interracial couples at that church. Here's why. They never had tough conversations. It was always, God brought us together. And, we're going to do everything through the Lord. They never had tough conversations. I remember I was in a prayer group. And one of the girls, sister, yikes, she was talking about how, like, this is so sad, how her husband, like, doesn't see her. And it was just like, there were so many, like, her husband was like this white guy from like this white Appalachian town. And like, she didn't like to go visit his family because it was just such a hostile environment for her. And she was expressing how she told her husband about it. And he was like, oh no, that didn't happen. And listen, they didn't like me because everybody was just like, oh, that's just the devil, trying to bring dissension in your marriage. And I was just like, no, he doesn't realize that she's Black. And she has a totally different experience. And that's her husband, her covering. He needs to recognize that. Nobody want to listen to me. And she was talking about how in her marriage, she has to teach him to see her. I was sitting there. Listen, I told you I've always been woke, mad young. And I was like, and this girl was way older than me. And I was just like, this sounds like hell. But she was convinced that this is the man that God had for her. And it's, well, this is God. I know that God, before he placed me in my mother's womb, he made me and he made him my husband. And I know this was the Lord. And I said, you think that the Lord would want you to be with a man that doesn't see you? What are you talking about? You guys sound crazy. But this is how those couples are. They don't talk about race. They don't talk about their biracial children. It's all Jesus. Jesus and God brought us together. You can't do your baby's hair. So you cut it off. You got your daughter looking like George Jefferson because you don't know how to do her hair. What scripture told you to do that? They never have those conversations. It's all Jesus. Because in their world, this is what Jesus wanted. God wanted us to be together. Okay, so did he give y'all a map? Like, did he give y'all instructions on how to do this? And what happens? These two, Jesus, interracial love, God wanted this. We were all his children. Years later, everybody divorced. And what happens? They all get partners from their culture. Now you got the biracial kids in the middle of this nonsense. They go in between two homes. Now they got one home that's white and one home that's black. But I thought that Jesus wanted y'all to come together in his interracial wonderland. So what happened? And this is what it is. Y'all stay in that Bible and never in reality. Don't be so heavenly minded that you're no earthly good. This is what this is. Every tough conversation, let's pray. Okay. God gives you wisdom. God gives you wisdom. And listen, I will say, I feel like Christine is doing a lot of the racial heavy lifting. That shouldn't be. Aren't you this social justice warrior for Black people? Why is she leading all these damn conversations? That concerns me because she is going to be the culture of that home. Yes, the man is the head. The woman is the neck. That is a cultural influence. So you're out there, social justice warrior, Black Lives Matter, and you're going home to a white home. So when them kids get on the internet and start talking crazy, they're going to be like, ain't her dad the Belizean MLK? Why is she saying these things? You having tough conversations with your coworkers and not your wife? You talking about the racial realities of Black men getting shot by the police? And the only time she sees you talk about that is if she's at one of your lectures? Oh my God, if they have a son. My God, today. Oh my God, today. Oh, the Black people in them kids' life is going to have to do so much heavy lifting. Especially in them Black girls. They're going to bully them first, then they're going to glean them for cultural information. This is what happens. I've seen it. My God, today. But again, this is just an assumption because we don't really know what's going on with Vic and Christine. Shout out to Love is Blind. Shout out to them. But hopefully they make it. Hopefully they have them tough conversations before and after prayer. My God, today. Out of nowhere, guys, we get this conversation with Bree and Connor. We see Bree in a cachet blazer talking about my family. They were saying all these terrible things about me to you because they saw that I wasn't ready. I said, what? So I'm listening to this conversation for about 5 minutes. Bree is talking about how she's such a terrible person. And Connor is just like, I'll love every version of you. Who is this guy? How do we get here? I'm like, Connor, oh my God. And she's like, yeah, I know, but I got a lot of work to do with me. What is happening? I can't get there with you. And Connor's like, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you to get there. So I guess they broke up. I was so confused. I was like, is this a breakup or a pause on the engagement? I don't know what happened with them two. I just know that Brie was talking about how she was a terrible person. And Connor was just like, I love how terrible you are. I'll love you too. You get better. But she's just like, no, I got to work on me. So she was essentially dumping him. But I think that Connor still thought that they were engaged. This was so confusing. None of it was clear. And I just feel like that conversation that Bree had with Chris, I think he got to her. I think she reached out to that guy again because I think Bree, the reason why she was saying that she was such a terrible person is because I think she accepted Chris's offer. So she wants to be like, you're too good for me because look at what I'm doing. Look at the decisions that I'm making because I think that Bree is the kind of girl that likes awful men. And I think when her and Connor were in their busting each other's balls phase, that was the highlight for her of the relationship. When he became a lover boy, when he became a provider, when he, started to be kind to her, she got turned off from that. Because to her, I guess that's a weakness or whatever. And she doesn't want that. She wants a guy that's always busting her balls. And um, I think that Connor was putting that on to impress her because he knew that that's what she likes. But I think as he starts to fall in more in love with her, he couldn't keep that facade up and he just wanted to, worship her, and she doesn't like that. She doesn't want that. She wants fun conflict. And I think she realized that Connor wasn't it. So she's going to go over to see what Chris is about because he seems like a terrible decision and that's where she thrives. Unfortunate because the way he told her he will love every version of her, I'm like, if you want a husband, that's how they should be talking. And it's obvious that he loves you more than you love him. That's the perfect match. He'll listen. He's a worshiper. He's a lover boy. He loves you more than you love him. The perfect husband. My God, today. You had it. You had it. And I think maybe that's why her family's telling her she's such a terrible person because she probably told them that she doesn't want to be with him anymore. And the family's just like, you finally got a perfect guy for you and you're throwing it away. You're a dummy. And that's probably where this entire conversation is coming from. But it was like a really confusing breakup. And I think that Brie was doing the whole it's not you, it's me. And it just didn't go over well because Connor is crying in his confessional. And he was like, I thought I was gonna be Connor. He's like, I thought I was gonna be married next week. How did we get here with him? He was actually a lover boy this whole time. Listen, y'all can have them guys that act like they don't like women and all. I need a lover boy. I will never get annoyed by your infatuation with me. I prefer it. Absolutely not. This monster truck bachelor party was the most excited we have ever seen Vic. Vic doesn't give us any emotion. When he was like, "We're at Monster Truck," I said, "Vic, oh my God, who is this?" He had such a good time, and I guess monster trucks are an Ohio thing because all the men were gagged. You give them monster trucks and you throw the ladies in the back of some storage and have them gamble. What was with the budget with Ohio? What was with the budget? But I just like seeing a different version of Vic. That was nice to see a different emotion from him. So we get to our first wedding, and it is Emmett and Mike's wedding. Where is that couple? I feel like we get this part where Mike meets with his parents in the beginning, and I feel like his parents were letting him know if you don't want to do this, we got your back. Because Mike and his entire family is not okay with not knowing if Emma is going to want children, especially that mama. And you can say whatever you want. In a black household and in an Italian American household, that matriarch run everything. And if the mama don't like you, it ain't gonna work. If moms don't like you, it's not gonna work. She likes Emma as a person, but the fact that she don't know if she's gonna get grandkids, that's not okay with her. And I know she had the conversation with her son. Um, but they were letting him know if you want to bell, you can bell. We'll support you 1,000%. But it's very different than Emma and her family. Emma's family, everybody's crying. Emma's saying she's so happy. She loves Mike so much. And you have her mom crying and everybody's crying and saying they love Mike. I will say her sisters was just like, if you don't want to do this, we're here. But Emma was very excited to marry Mike. And I was like, oh, what changed? Because I don't feel like I've seen that. I feel like I've seen Mike be the one longing for her and Emma being very apprehensive. So that was an interesting little switch. So we get up to the altar, whatever. Emma comes out, Mike's mom and then walk out and they're crying or whatever. We get to Mike's vows. They were terrible. Mike, these were terrible vows. He says, Emma, I need to know if you want to have children. I need to know that. His dad looks so confused. Like, what? Why is that in the vows? And then Emma gives her vows and she's saying how much she loves him and how much she is happy to be on this journey with him. Neither one of their vows moved me, but it seemed to have moved the both of them. Then the officiant asks, she wants to marry him. If she wants to, so Emma, do you, she takes forever to say I do, to the point where Mike's dad was confused yet again. Me too, Pops. And the dad was like, and she was like, so we have a lot to work on. And it may happen a few months from now, or maybe 2 years from now. But whatever we have to work on, I want to do it with you. And that's a yes. What the hell is going on? We will never get Brett and Tiffany ever again. Brett and Tiffany had me bawling. I was so confused. I didn't know what was happening. I did not know what was happening. Thank God she clarified for everybody and said, that's a yes. And then it went to Mike and the show went off and said, see you next week. I don't know. I feel like since Emma didn't confirm in her vows that she wanted kids, I think he might walk away. We'll see. I don't know who's getting married. I feel like nobody should do it. From what this show has presented us, I don't think that any of these people should get married. But the politics, regressive politics, and a regressive faith are holding these people back. I have never seen so many women audition to be enslaved before. This season was so scary. I want Love is Blind. If you want to keep me watching, you better stay out them damn red seats. This was an embarrassing season. My God, today. That's all I have to say. What do you guys think? Let's get into the comments. We got a super chat. Hey, Connie, sister, thank you so much for being here. Connie said, hi, Nikki, happy to catch you live. Thank you so much for joining me. Monster Pache ain't bad. It ain't Olipop. Thank you for the super chat, my dear. I feel like falling in love. Oh, y'all in here talking. My God, today I'm still scrolling. Y'all, I'm going to try to get to everybody. Hey, E for Empathy. No. Doing too much again. E for Empathy said, hey, Nikki. Hey, Star fam. Happy Wednesday. Can't wait to hear the marriage predictions because production was working overtime to sell these couples in episode 11. I really can't even give a marriage prediction. Maybe Vic and Christine. I don't know. There is so I don't know. I have no idea. Hey, Busola. Thank you for being here. Janelle said, why are Christine and Vic not getting any screen time? Thank you. Did they even show his family? Nope. We got a preview when he's at his wedding and Vic, one of Vic's friends is like, what are your sisters going to think? I'm like, he has sisters? We haven't met Devontae's family. None of these couples should make it. I forgot they were a part of the show. Tiff and Brett had more screen time than them, and they didn't have any drama. Yeah. So it's just like, but again, I think it's because they weren't following them in the beginning. Neglectic said, also, you need so much time to process what's going on that you have to go ghost for a day. Nah, he's trying to make her leave him so he doesn't look like the bad guy. If you are talking, oh, yeah, you're talking about Devontae. Neglectic says, Vontae had the nerve asking for a prenup days before the wedding. Why didn't he bring it up earlier or say it in the pods? Because he thought he was talking to a white woman. And again, a white woman is not better. right? We've already talked about this. And this is no shade on women, any woman, right? It's just the truth. The preference for men are women that they believe are easier to enslave, right? They see how white women ride for white men through all of their debauchery, and they see how white men unfavorably treat their women, and they want to treat a woman like that. So normally men go for that. They go for, a white woman or anything close to that, or anything close to subservient. So they can't get a white woman. Where do they go? To a third world country, and they become a passport bro. Look at 90 Day Fiance, right? Look how the men talk about those women. How they talk about the women that they are going to possibly marry, opposed to American women. Oh, these women here, they know how to please their men. They know how to shut up. American women want too much. They want respect. They want honor. They want me to take care of them. So that's what's happening here. Lover 1212 said, "So happy to have caught alive. Some people on this show is scheming." Absolutely. I think that Love is Blind has become so popular. We are always going to deal with seasons where there are people who are on the show just to get famous. And I think that's happening here. It has to be with Brittany, because, girl, what are you doing? Hey, Shoni. I think the Bria said they could have wrapped this season up on episode 11. Yeah, they could have. Neglected said, "I need the tea from Priyanka about Alex because I was confused when they discussed the whole Austin situation." So was Alex, child. Camille said, "Does Brittany have low self-esteem? Why is she not catching the signs that this man doesn't like her?" I think Brittany is doing something that many women do, right? The man treats you terribly, but he still has sex with you. And so many women confuse sex with the man actually liking you. You are just someplace that he will deposit his semen. A man, you have to realize, and it's not all, right? But men cannot get hired at a morgue. Don't feel special that he wants to bang you. Right? Him desiring you sexually, laws had to be created so that they wouldn't have sex with children or animals. Them desiring you sexually is not a flex, right? Because the same way he desires you, the same way he's looking at you and wanting to bang you, is the same way he's looking at a calf. It's not a flex. So you have to go off of how he treats you, how he speaks about you, and how he protects you. That is what you should be looking at. That little dingaling getting excited when they see you, you're just an entrance, honey. Wake up! Wake up! So I think because she's having sex with this man, she's just like, if he wouldn't sleep with me if he didn't like me. Go to any farm and ask them animals what it's like. Let me stop. Even if he said, "You look beautiful, Nikki. Don't do that." Oh, thank you so much. You know what I'm trying with this hair. This was a journey today, but I wore it out all day. I wore my hair out all day. Authentically, Bria said, "Anybody else irritated with me?" Yes, I am irritated with most. Let's get to Philly. Please, let's get to Philly. I need it. I need it. Cameron said, "We love a Studio 54 moment." Thank you. Hey, Kathy. Kathy said, "Hi, Nikki in chat. What's up?" Authentically, Bria said, "Those earrings, Nikki, are gorgeous." Thank you. Shout out to the hair store. I still get my jewelry from the hair store. I don't play. I don't play. Thank you, Spency. GWKL said, "Hi, Nikki. Haven't been on a live in a while. Hashtag replay game." Thank you for being here. Deborah says, "Hi, Nikki. Hi, chat. Nikki, have you tried any new poppy flavors?" No, I've tried all the ones that I could try. If there's anything new coming out, I'll you know what? I'm going to Simply Wholesome this weekend. I'll see if they have some new ones. Hannah said, "I'm on the East Coast. I don't mind it being that late." Thank you, Hannah. Janelle said, "Emma got on my nerves." Emma seems to be getting on everybody's nerves. They are not liking that girl on Threads. Emma got on my nerves with all the talking that she was doing to give her answer. I literally said, "Girl, shut up!" when she was talking. She likes to hear herself talk. I just think Emma's mad insecure. K235 said, "I'm on the East Coast. This time isn't too late, but I do wish it was Thursday or Friday so we can have more time to catch up on the episodes." Oh my God, today, I thought it was Thursday. I normally do these on Thursday. Girl, I thought this was, oh my God. I thought it was Thursday. I would have talked about Bridgerton today. Oh my God. I'm sorry. My days are confusing. I'm so sorry. Mama Star said, "Nikki, I was not notified that you were on." Mom, you're literally next door. Always Priceless said, "I definitely thought this was the finale." Me too. I was like, "Oh, there's more? Oh, wrap it up, please." Oh my goodness. FR Will 26 said, "I think only Vic and Christine and Jordan and Amber get married. I don't know who lasts until the reunion, though." That's the thing. If there were anybody to get married, my only prediction will be Vic and Christine. And I don't think that they'll be together at the reunion. If they are together at the reunion, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. Um, Even if he said, "Nikki got me stuck on Olipop." Sorry. It's good, but it's a little spicy and it tastes like peach. I don't get mango. I get peach. Oh, what's perfect? Because I'm trying to. Here's the thing. If you watch my vlog, I got a new Gelson's. A new Gelson's was built in my neighborhood. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that Gelson's. Anything that's there that's new, I'm going to get it. I am obsessed. What's perfect? I'm gonna check and see if they at my local Gelson's. Oh, it's cute. You know I love a cute drink. It's cute. Oh, it's cute. And I got a perfect discount. Oh, they have to be at Gelson's. Thank you. Hey, Give Me Shelter. Thank you for being here. Authentically Bria said the ginger lemon olipop was surprisingly good. They got a lot of nice flavors. My only issue is that Costco, I see the flavors that I like, they always throw grape in there. Why is grape always in a multi-packs? That's such a like specific flavor. Why is it in every multi-pack? I can't. Hey, Kayla. Kayla said, "Never had a poppy and never had an Olipop I liked." You have to. What was the best Olipop for me? I would say try the cherry cola, vanilla strawberry, or the Shirley Temple. If you don't like those, you don't like it. If they can't convince you, Always Prices said, "This is making me want some mango." Oh, I just had some. That's the thing why I got it. I just had some mangoes. I'm on a mango kick. Something's going on with me. I'm on a mango kick. Cameron said, "Nikki, I still don't see how you can drink those Olipops. I tried one and wanted to throw it out. Which flavor? Because you know there were some that I tried that were terrible. You got to get the right flavor, friend." Oh, they filmed the reunion already? Can I tell you, this season is so bad. I'm looking for spoilers. I never do that. But I'm looking for spoilers. I just let me know what's going on. Let me know what's going on. Hey, Christina, how are you? Thank you for being here. Um, I think the Bria said, "I think the little leprechaun is on something other than alcohol." Who knows? But the thing about it is, Rumpelstiltskin does not realize he cannot take a lot of alcohol because the alcohol doesn't have a long way to go. He's drinking like he's 6'5". You gotta drink like you 4 too. You have to be realistic. K235 said Bree equals Florida white beauty. Oh, Jess equals Northeast white beauty standard. You know what? You are right. You are right. Bree is very, for my Philadelphians, Bree is very Delco. What is Jess? Jess is South Jersey. Um, BB said it makes sense that Chris listens to Andrew Tate. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely demonic. That man is confused, and God is not the author of confusion. Mm-mm-mm. Kayla said he said someone related him to. Yeah, yep. Guys, I'm so sorry. I thought it was Thursday. I never do the Love Is Blind review on the actual day because I like to give people, time to watch. I'm sorry. Two Love 29 said, "Hi, I joined the convo because I actually watched this. Thank you for being here." Always Priceless said he was absolutely dirty Mac and trying to steal Bree's attention. Weird, but I don't even think he really liked Bree. I just think that his machismo needed to get Bree away from Connor so that he could feel like he did something. Um, Lorena said they showed the before pic of Chris on Instagram. My God, today. My God, today. We what we do know is that he does not look like that profile picture, that AI profile picture. What is up with MAGA and AI? What is they love some AI? Um, BB girl said that's some white privilege that Chris isn't in jail because of all that debt. I did not know that you can get sued by credit card companies. How much debt does he have? That's crazy. Coco said, and that phone call slash voicemail, his ex release, he's drunk. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Y'all, Chris's ex released a voice message that he sent her. Why does he have an ex? Women, it's our fault. Um, the way he was so mean to her, but then he was like talking about all the things that he had and that she would be jealous of it. He also, not only does he feel inadequate as a man, he also is really jealous of women. The way he was talking to his ex, I was like, oh, not only do you hate her, you're envious of her. Oh, so many of them are like that. Janelle said Bree was eating that up when he was gassing her up. Yeah, I think she just felt like she liked attention like that. She got Connor on one side longing over her, and then she has Chris fighting for her. That makes her feel, special, which is like something you should grow out of in high school. But she gives high school. Always Prices said those red pills have these men thinking money means something to women who are literally providing for themselves. That is the thing. They have this mindset that probably would have worked in the 50s. Now, not only are women more educated than the men, they're earning more money. So you can't come to us with your, being well read or, you having all this money because the women are going to be like, well, me too. And I'm getting my master's. So what's next? You really have to be a good guy. And instead of being a good guy, they go very far opposite. I think there's going to be a shift when they realize them lover boys is getting booed up. Connor, I wouldn't be surprised if he is in a relationship at that reunion. If he's not, he will be. He will be after that reunion. The what? I know his DMs is crazy right now. Authentically, Bria said Bria is just as bad for entertaining that mess. I agree. Hannah said the small insecure man isn't cute enough to pull any women. That incel mentality ain't working. Here's the thing: he did. He was able to pull. His ex was a pretty woman. He was able to get her, but the thing is, he's jealous of women as well. He doesn't like them. He's jealous of women. He doesn't like women because the women that he wants, he is not in the caliber of men that woman will desire. So he hates all women because of that. And he's also envious because women get treated a certain way by men that he desires to be treated. A lot of those men are very homoerotic, right? They want to be, they want men to be enamored by them, because they want to be in some kind of leadership position over these men. And because they don't get that attention, instead of getting mad at the men who they consider to be alphas, they turn that jealousy and envy into like a ridiculous, murderous hatred towards women. They are really not well. There was this viral video of this fraternity that was being hazed, and somebody called the cops, and the cops went down to the basement where the guys were like blindfolded in this room, being kept in this room. And the cops were just like, okay, we're here to save you guys. Like, take off the blindfolds and you guys can leave. This is what is happening here. It should not be happening. This is wrong. We're here to protect you and get you out of here. Those men did not move. Those men did not move. And the cops kept on saying, you get out of here, guys. You guys can go. And they would not move. It was so weird. The cops were looking at each other like, what is going on? Because those men were waiting for their, the frat bros that are like was running the hazing. They are waiting for instructions from them. That even with the cops there, the actual authority, even with them being there, they did not grown, well, not grown men. These are obviously teenage boys, but like somebody in the comments of that one video was just like, these men are going to go on to be lawyers, judges, politicians, CEOs, fathers. Very scary. Very, very scary. Janelle said, even as a child, I could tell Joe Rogan had a dark energy on Fear Factor. The thing about it is, he's not even funny to have this influence. He wasn't funny then. He's not funny now. It's so crazy that he has this kind of influence. Dahlia said, I actually watch Theo Von podcast. His comedy sucks, but his podcast is a good time. He should never have gotten into politics, ruined a good thing. Now, that I can agree with, that he should have never gotten into politics. I don't think he's funny, and I would never watch anything that he does, but I do agree he shouldn't have gotten into politics. BB said, I'm scared of this season. You know what? Let me come back to that. He said very disparaging things about Black people and women. Let's block Theo. BB said, I'm scared because here's the thing, nothing will change if we continue to support these people that continue to spew hatred towards our communities. We are feeding the beast that is oppressing us. BB said, I'm scared. If this season is supposed to be the better one, how the heck is Love is Blind Boston? Oh, I don't think Boston is going to be any better. I'm waiting for Philly. Busola said Joe wasn't even funny on news radio. I saw the show on Amazon and he's not a good comedian or a good actor. So probably he's the perfect candidate for somebody to use him as a billboard to spew their hate. Authentically Bria said, I think Tyler will be at the reunion and they will make a moment there instead with Kevon. Who knows, child? Who knows? BB Girl said, is it me or is Vic giving me he only likes snow bunnies? When Black people, not all, some, when they want to climb the social ladder quickly, they get a partner from a community that has access. I'll just say, he gives me Sidney Poitier. He gives me Harry Belafonte. Ask Eartha Kitt. Ask Eartha Kitt. Hey Marcia. Marcia says, "Hey, made it to alive, Nikki. Just watched the episode now. OMG, the nerve and audacity of Chris and Bree, just terrible." I'm like, listen, maybe Connor's an awful guy. I don't know, but I haven't seen anything on this show to make how these people are doing him for any of that to be justified. I can't believe y'all got me feeling bad for a straight white man that probably voted for Trump. Ooh! Ooh! Hannah said, I'm so glad the Black women chose themselves. Me too. I know people were just like, oh my goodness, the Black women aren't on Love is Blind. Did you see this season? Why would y'all want them in that mess? Please, we can have representation without the sisters suffering. I don't want that kind of representation. I want Brett and Tiffany every season. If y'all not going to give me that, I'm fine with them leaving the show. That's what I want. Brett and Tiffany. That's why I'm watching. If y'all can't give me that, cool. Don't drag them sisters through the process. Dolly said, unpopular opinion, but I think Kia was playing games. I absolutely said that. Kia was here for a moment. Kia was here to build her portfolio, and it worked. It worked. Authentically Bria said Kevin was definitely not ready for this process. None of the men were. Here's the thing: women apply to be on Love Is Blind. Casting has to actually search for men to be on the show because a lot of men don't sign up. Busola said, "Good on Tyler and Kia for not playing into the game and leaving early." Yep, yep. McGlecty said Tyler said in the podcast that Kevin told her himself if he to run from him. Yes, that's why she was so confused in the confessional. Yep. To Love 29 said they all want to be influencers. Absolutely, that is the issue. Hey, Ice Macchiato, thank you for being here. Ice Macchiato said finally catching a live recap. Thank you. Dr. Anmani said, why was Bianca and Ashley giving Santa's elf any attention? Side-eyeing them for that. It seems to be the Ohio culture. Because they should have cussed him out and told him to leave. Oh my God, Bria, yes. Authentically, Bria said, Alex is weird. His head is always shaking no whenever he speaks. You are right. Because he's constantly lying. He at 2Love29, he absolutely couch surfs. I feel like if he wanted to get a job, he could. But I think he just has always been so unstable that I think stability scares him because he's never had it. Always Price said Alex is not a nomad, he's a homosexual. Yes. May May said, I feel like Emma's man is not attracted to her, but just wants to start a family ASAP, and she's right in front of him. I agree. I agree. I think it's really big on him to have kids. That's all he focuses on with Emma is children. I think that's exactly what he wants. He wants kids. Does he necessarily want to be a father? Who knows? Who knows? If he wants kids with Emma, he has to consider being a single father because Emma might bear them, but then she might be like, you know what? I don't want this. Is he ready to be a single mom who works 2 jobs? Is he ready for that? You got to think about that because even if she does do it, she may get the baby and not like it. There was just a lady not too long ago who was discovered. Not funny. She went to Walmart and never came back. She had been a missing person for 24 years. They found her in North Carolina living a whole new life. And she said, oh, I didn't want to be found. She had a husband and kids. You never know. Authentically Bria said, Ashley doesn't seem interested anymore, but girl, why are you... Here's the thing. I thought she was getting free. Then she was crying at that when she was shopping for wedding dresses, crying about wedding dresses. Then she was crying at the bachelorette party. In a week, I'll be Alex's wife. What? Oof, Lord. Always prices that Ashley just wants to stay on TV. She is not going to say yes to that man. I hope she doesn't. Dr. Anmani said the men this season are just not giving. Besides the one with Amber, forgot his name. He seems Jordan. Jordan's a good guy. Jordan's a good guy. Dr. Anmani said Alex is giving Danish deception. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Do not let him get your social security number, child. Authentically Bria said he really tried to check Pri and gaslight Ashley. He's crazy. Here's the thing. Pri knew the real story. So when she was speaking, I don't think she was trying to expose him. She was just saying what she knew because she thought that he told Ashley the truth. Dahlia said, you can't convince me Alex's D game is good enough to mesmerize Ashley like she is. What am I missing here? You know what? I will say this. It probably is. He's probably a phenomenal lover because when you don't have a job and you don't have no housing and you're looking for it and you're looking for a woman to provide it, you know the best way to do that is to provide immaculate dingling. That's probably what's happening. That's probably he probably had to master. He's a gigolo. He probably had to master the stroke because if not, where would he be? Where would he stay? How would he eat? Devonda said, hey, Nikki and lovely Star family in chat. I felt like I was watching mega propaganda. You were. And this would be my last time watching. These men are trash. They all deserve the bin. I agree. Dr. Imani said, Chris is the biggest douchebag. Oh my God. He is definitely going down in the Hall of Fame of trash, love is blind men. Yeah, I'm telling you, I was watching his scenes like, do you know it's being filmed? Like, I just, him and Alex, I'm like, do y'all recognize the cameras? What's going on? What's going on? Hannah said, Amber likes women. Sorry, I can sense it. Here's the thing. If she ends up with a woman later on in life, I wouldn't be surprised, because that will probably be an authentic love that she's searching for, right? And I don't feel like sexual gender attraction is something you could turn off. You can turn on, or you can turn off. But I do think that there are a lot of straight women who are starting to choose to partner up with other women platonically, and some, evolving sexually later in life, because once that love is there, there's a comfortability to explore other things. And I say that because that is, I forget this actress, but she was straight her entire life. She married, she had a husband, and they lived a really happy life. Her and her best friend, same thing. They were both straight women. And then when her best friend got divorced, she was there supporting her. And one of the things she said was, she was just like, I realized the love that I had been looking for in my marriage, I had here. And I wanted to nurture that. So they started to explore outside of just their sisterhood. They started to explore in other ways. And it was comfortable for them. They actually enjoyed it. And they were together for a minute. I think they broke up like two, or so, I forget her name. They broke up about 2 years ago, and they both, are back with men. But that can happen. That can happen. Who knows? Who knows? As for me and my house, unfortunately, chocolate drops got me in a chokehold. I'll be fighting forever to keep one of them. Dahlia said, Amber was doing too much. That man is about to be a stepdad. Damn, I'll be scared too. I think she's just very strict. She don't play no games with men. I think she's been hurt a lot, and she's just like, I'm not doing this. If this ain't what you want to do, you can go. And I think she's overhealed. It's like, okay, girl, he's still a human being that is just meeting you for the first time. There's going to be some mistakes. Just give him a second. Hannah said, I like it. I like her, especially when she shaded that minion Chris. Yes. Amber is very likable to me. I like her. K235 said, I don't think Amber hates or dislikes Jordan. I think she's just strict and not afraid to stand on business when it comes to men, as she should. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? I was looking, I was like, okay, maybe I'll soften up a bit. Not too much. Because I was like, oh, Amber, wait a minute. Hold on, girl. She was. BB Girl said Amber was in Mama Bear mode. She was. She was. Authentically Bria said, I don't think that Amber will say yes. She ain't ready yet for marriage, which is totally okay. I agree. I think she needs to date Jordan for a while. Again, I've been clocked Amber. Amber is not the kind of woman that wants a man in her space again. She has created a safe haven for herself and her daughter. I don't think she's ready for a man to invade her space again. Now, is she ready for a man to invade her coochie? Yes. Is she ready to, take some trips with the man and have a good time? Yes. I think if she invites a man into her home, that relationship is going to fall apart quickly, because that is not what she desires. She desires the companionship of a man, but from afar and at her choosing. She is the kind of woman who will marry a man but live in a separate home next door, but not in the same home. And they'll be together for 60 years. Kimberly said, I love Amber being strict to these men. I didn't expect it when she was posing before the review. Yes, it didn't. Amber did get bimbo. And we're like, oh, you are the opposite, child. You're right. It's that Kimmy said, Amber has a kid. She can't play them games. Yep. She needs to be strict. And I love that for her. Spency said, Bree let Chris talk too much. That was such a hard watch. Absolutely. Nora said, hi, Nikki and Star fam. So glad I caught alive. Alex is Basura. You ain't never lied. Kayla says she's committed to protecting her and her daughter's peace. They've been doing it by themselves for however long. They don't need somebody who's not all in, which is why she needs to date him for a minute. Ephraim said production is rude as hell because that song they played took me out. I had to listen. I will say this about Love Is Blind. Whoever is picking editing the music and picking the music for each scene, you're doing great, sweetie. Peaceful said, there's a post on Reddit that Alex wears a toupee and I can't unsee it. I don't think he wears a toupee. I think he's losing his hair on this side. That's why he pushes it up like this. Oh, Lord. Dahlia said, I would have left the moment she started comparing me to her exes. I'm not about to compete with the ghost of a dust for no one's heart. Period. Period. Hannah said his third arm can't be that good. Well, you have to understand, this woman dates MAGA men. I don't think she knows what good is. Oh, Lord. Spency said, Ashley wants a MAGA conservative man. It makes sense to me. Yeah, and these are those relationships. What MAGA relationship is the woman being treated well? So this is like her norm. This is her norm. Peaceful said Connor has a home and his girl wants the gnome. These people need help. Listen, she's probably just like, he's being too nice. This is foreign to me. I need a man that acts like he doesn't like me. You're going to get that in Chris. He called you an F buddy to your face and you still continued the conversation. Kimberly said Ashley and Alex came across young-minded since the first episode. Alex is still very much so there, but Ashley is allowing him to play in her face is annoying. Here's the thing. That's how those MAGA relationships are. That those people are very stunted. It's like they never left high school. They never left high. This is the high school jock and the cheerleader. That was their heyday, and that is where they will remain. May said Alex's response about his ex killed me. He didn't even include. Nope. He said, no, I wouldn't be with her because she's with somebody else. Not because I want to be with you. And Ashley just sat there and let him order her chicken nuggets. Girl, he hasn't. Kimberly said Alex has not closed the door with his ex that he has a nasty, nasty time with. He wants that girl. Remember, his mother was crying over how that girl treated him. If Alex could be married with Ashley with 3 kids, she could currently be pregnant. If that ex picked up the phone and said, come now, he will leave his whole family. He might, the MAGA men, they love annihilating family. Ciao. Peaceful said, nugget nagging, crazy work. Dahlia said, I noticed the home thing too, Nikki. Mortgage is too cheap in Ohio for these men to not have one. How does Psycho Chris have the nicest place? Chris is so crazy. I'm starting to think that was an Airbnb. He's such a crazy liar. I'm starting to feel like that wasn't his home. Neglected said when Alex laid out his 5-year plan, I was like, where is Ashley in all this? She wasn't. She wasn't. True Love 29 said, I wonder what Alex X looks like. Probably Lupita. Baby, his politics does not match his desire. Authentically Bria said the fact that he charmed her with McDonald's, shaking my head. See, that's the thing. Men are always testing you. Men are like toddlers. You can't play with them. You got to set boundaries and you got to keep it. They are always constantly testing you to see what they can get away with. He, in this conversation with Ashley, told her that the only reason he wouldn't go back to his ex is because she was somebody else. And then to make up for it, she said that she was hungry. He said McDonald's. And she said yes. You keep on accepting below the bare minimum from this man. So he knows that he got you. And a MAGA man is looking for a woman like that. Even though he's not attracted to you, he will keep you around because he can build a life with you. And where he gets to the point where he doesn't need you anymore and he's finally on his feet, that's when he goes and get what he really wants. So if she chooses that man, he will be with her. He will give her the kids to make her feel safe. And he will let that woman build him up. And as soon as he gets to the place where he does not need her status and her financial security because he has it on his own, kids and all, and will start a family with the woman he really wants. And that woman will get a husband she never got. And them kids will get a father them kids, Ashley's kids, will never get. And all it will do is create resentment between the women and resentment between them children. And who gets away scot free? The man that created all this chaos. Tale as old as time. Tale as old as time. Spency said, Alex loves that ex. Clock it, Nikki. Ashley is leading with desire. Yep. Yep. And Ashley knows that. Ashley knows that. I wouldn't be surprised if she's looking at that lady's Instagram every day. I wouldn't be surprised before she's fully awakened in the morning. She's scrolling on that lady's page, comparing herself. And he knows that because that's how they break you down. He lets you know that there's somebody that has a part of him that you will never have. So what you start doing, instead of leaving like you should, what you start doing is comparing yourself to that woman. And you do not look nothing like that. Like, could never compare because she's so different. And you start to change yourself and break yourself and bend yourself and lower yourself to please this man. And the next thing you know, who you used to be is gone. You are now this man's slave. And you won't wake up until he divorces you. Takes everything, fights you in court over everything. And you're sitting there looking at that man that you love so much and absolutely mortified that you gave everything to him. And now that he has it, he's giving that to somebody else. Tell us all this time. BB Girl said, I wonder if Alex X is probably it's probably Amara La Negra. Nora said, I'm glad that Amber was direct with Jordan and Jordan seemed to be receptive to her feedback. I keep on telling you, the mean women get the men they want. You gotta be mean. Look how Amber is being treated opposed to Ashley. Opposed to Brittany. They only respond to meanness. Kimberly said, I wonder if Alex and Bianca got physical before. She has the dark teachers that who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Here's the thing. Ice Macchiato said, I'm not buying Vic and Christine. How could you buy? We don't have anything. Oh, we're making up the scenarios in our head because we don't have anything to go off of. Zora said, Chris is such an awful little man. He's so thirsty. It's weird. Red pill and petite isn't a good combo, but that is a red pill community. That is a red pill community. Dahlia said, Amber didn't seem like she'd be receptive enough to give space for Jordan to share his fears. She is not ready to be anyone's wife. That I can agree with. Amber, it's okay to just date. Take lovers across the globe. Your priority should be raising that daughter. When you become an empty nester, then maybe you bring a man over for the weekend. But that's it. I don't think you could do more than 3 days. And that's okay. BB Girl said, I'm tired of Vic's fake deep voice. I think that's his real voice. Busola, I didn't want to say it, but since you brought it up, Busola said, I think they're recreating some of Vic and Christine's footage. I think so too. I think a lot of Vic and Christine's footage is fairly new. opposed to everyone else. I absolutely do, because I think they were not following them in the beginning, and they needed footage of this couple. Peaceful said every good couple gets minimal screen time. Lauren and Cam, the Browns, Bliss and Zach. You know what? Did Lauren and Cameron get minimal screen time? I literally only remember them from that season. I remember Lauren and Cameron and that girl who had bad credit, and that guy with that white guy with the cowboy boots. Hannah says something is missing that Vic and Christine couple. I don't get them at all. Well, we didn't get much to get them. Yep. Authentically Bria said, I really can't connect to Vic and Christine. We need more footage. Absolutely. Absolutely. Busola said Vic and Christine were probably brought back once the couples. I think so too. Hey, Ramel. Ramel said, hey, Queen, I'm late, but here at work. Can't wait to go home. I'll be the same way, child. The same way. Thank you for joining. Zora said, I like Amber. You can't play when you have a kid. True. Dolly said, I hated all the wedding gowns except for Christine. Must be a sign. Christine bodied every dress. Every dress. They fit her perfectly. Kimberly said, I feel like Vic and Christine are a plant to have at least one married couple. They couldn't have a repeat of season 9. Oh, I forgot that. Season 9 had nothing. Ice Macchiato said, Netflix needs to just drop the rest of the episodes. I hate how they drag it out. And that just shows you how terrible this season is. We just want to see everything to get it over with. Not because the season is so good, we want more. We're like, can we just get it over with so we can go on with our lives? That's terrible. That's terrible. Nora said, I felt bad for Connor. He was so patient with Bree, even after Bree repeatedly treated him like crap. That's what I'm saying, guys. I think he was faking being a ball breaker. I don't think that was his personality. Or I don't think that's how he would treat a woman he desires. He just did that for Bree. Always Price said, I freaking love Connor. He got me this episode. I will say he got me. Two Love 29 said they're trying to do a Lauren and Cameron deal with Vic, but no. You can't do a Lauren and Cameron. They will never be able to repeat that. They keep on trying. It's not working. But you can't do a Lauren and Cameron with Christine and Vic, because Vic doesn't speak. Vic does not speak. He's silent the entire season. Listen, Lauren and Cameron won us all over because they was having all them conversations. Lauren was just like, okay. After a couple of conversations in the pod, she was just like, are you white? He was like, yeah, is that a problem? She was like, I ain't never been here before. He was like, well, I've been here all the time. I prefer being over here. You safe with me? Like, they didn't play. They did not play. They had every conversation. Their families, especially Lauren's family, was just like, what's going on? You bringing a white man into this? What's going on? Like, they were real to everybody. That's why that couple works so well. I said prenup for what? Prenup for what? Them medium Gap Kid suits? Them Easter Sunday children's play suits? That's what you want a prenup for? Boy, bye. I would have said that to his face. I would have been like, a prenup for what? What do you have? What do you have? You don't even have a family. What are you talking about? See, I'm too much like Amber. K235 said, I wish it was Connor and Jet. Oh, I could see that. Then Chris and Bree could have each other. You know what? That was Connor and Jess ever talking to each other? Did they ever match in the pods? Ice Macchiato said, what does Devontae do for income? I miss. Because $12K 1 month at $40K another. He unemployed them with his mama. Him and Alex the same damn thing. Authentically Rhea said, I think Brittany is the Lulu. She can't be this desperate for her husband. Like, what is going on? Mama, you are stacked. What's going on, Brittany? And it's also very alarming because her family is trying so hard to get her out the house. What is happening? Dr. Imani said, Bree did Connor a favor. Bree is toxic. She can ride off into the sun with Chris. They deserve each other. Ciao. Child, always Prices said, Devo, I don't trust your finances and you won't be accessing mine because, like, come on, you're not no baller. So a prenup for what? That middle class money, you know? Coco's at a pap smear. It's true. Like they have no chemistry. No, I hate watching their scenes. Kimberly said, I've heard that Britney has an old video coming back up of her and I think her dad being racist during the pandemic. I haven't seen it, but I want to know if you have. Oh, I haven't. I have to say this. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. She doesn't. Always Prices said Britney doesn't care who she marries. She doesn't. She doesn't. May May, he doesn't like that lady at all. He saw that brown skin and he said, oh, this is a Negro? I'm over it. Dr. Imani said, I'm mad at Brittany for staying with this man. He don't like you, my love. Run for the hills, sweetie. You a whole baddie. But this is the thing. I think if her and her family are MAGA, I think this is probably normal treatment for her. She's used to men like not being interested in her, like treating her like that. Oof, this season is so sad. This is so the state of the women on this season. The only women you can really root for is the sisters. They're the only one who said absolutely not. Authentically Bria said the fact that Brittany said, I know you wouldn't gush over me and call me pretty. Yep. And that's okay. Her friends were telling her, you said this guy doesn't treat you the way you want to be treated. Why are you still there? Well, that's his personality. Girl, bye. But those are the MAGA men. Those are the MAGA men. Dahlia said, Devo is so unserious. You can't ask for a prenup this far into the process. It would be nothing for her to challenge it if they were to divorce. I say call his bluff and call a lawyer. Here's the thing. He's threw that out there because he's been asking, like, he has been doing everything to get her to leave him. She hasn't left. So he said, let me just throw a prenup out there and see what happens. My God, today. Two Love 29 said he makes 40 grand a month, but he's on Love is Blind. These men are liars. Busola said maybe Brittany wants to say no at the altar so she doesn't care about the I don't think she's that smart. Peaceful said, and she got the nerve to be upset about a prenup. In today's America, she's MAGA too. I feel like they all are. It's that Kimby said she might take his curl activator. You think he's trying to get them curls? I think he's trying to fight them curls. Ice Macchiato said, wait, Nikki, Devontae said he pays $5,200 a month in a mortgage in North Carolina. I don't believe Devontae or Alex. I don't believe them, guys. I do not believe those men. Neglected said, when I saw Devontae's brother and friend, it explained a lot. Of course. Of course. You make $40,000 a month and you're on Love is Blind. And you're single. You're looking for a wife and you're single. Okay. A white woman would have been snatched you up. Please. Zora said also Devo be asking his white queen. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Always Priceless said it's that church. I'm sorry, it is. That's what I wouldn't be surprised if they all go to the same church. They got them women confused. I also want to say this. I say this to somebody who lives in LA. 5,200 is not a lot. That is not a lot for a mortgage. That's on the cheaper end for a mortgage. It's like, okay. I know people paying $10K. So maybe that's a big number in Ohio, but I'm just like, if you want me to think you got money, let me know your mortgage is $20K. That's when I'm like, oh, you can afford $20K in the mortgage? What's up? $5,200? That's a 2-bedroom apartment in Studio City. Oh, girl. Yep. Nora said, poor Brittany is so desperate to get married, she'll marry anyone. Yep. Yep. It's that church and that family. Spiritual psychosis. It's the whole season. It's spiritual psychosis. Why are you praying with that man? Dahlia said she really called that man Christ-like. Spiritual psychosis. Spiritual psychosis. Peaceful said, what? 4 to 12K a month at his worth is 52K a year. 5K mortgage with that kind of financial whiplash monthly is weird and irresponsible. Him and Alex. Hannah said, this season is giving mega propaganda. It absolutely is. The prayer is desperation to get married. It absolutely is. Always practice that. Where's Devo's family at? I want to meet them. Guys, we have learned on these shows when the family don't show up, it's because they know that their family member isn't serious and they don't feel like getting embarrassed. They don't feel like getting embarrassed. Neglectic said, if that man said I snort like Godzilla, there would have been a situation. It's one thing to joke, but he's semi-serious. He never compliments her in a positive way. He don't like her. He don't like her. He does not like her. Hannah said, God is like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Yes, God is like, get somebody else to do it. I done already told you. I got work to do somewhere else. Excuse me. BB Girl said D was probably going to tell her last minute, I want a whitey. I wouldn't be surprised if he and Ashley DMs. Janelle said, I bet that story is someone's life right now. But it's so many women. It's just like, girl, y'all accept so much. Y'all accept so much garbage from those men, but y'all are so strict with your girlfriends. That man could do anything. With your girlfriends, she don't come to one birthday dinner. Y'all done. But that man can have another family on you and give you an incurable STD, and you still telling the Lord, thank you for sending this man into my life. Girl, bye. Decenter religion and decenter men, and you will have the best life you could ever have imagined as a woman. Always Priceless said God did what he could, but he gave you free will and the full package. What more do you need? Yep. Thank you. Call it out, Dahlia. Dahlia said he's a liar. 5K a month mortgage in Ohio. Wake up, girl. Thank you. Come. These men, first of all, the men that casting has to go find and beg to be on this show are always going to be scammers. They don't want to be here. They are here for exposure, some free cooch for a couple weeks, and that little stipend from Netflix, and to be considered to be in the Netflix family. So any other game show that Netflix does, they're in that pool. So you get to be a little Z-list celebrity, make a little coin, bang a chick that you're lying about wanting to marry, and then you go back to your life. The problem is casting has to find men. If you cannot find quality men out of the men that sign up for this show, pack this show up. Brett was it. Pack this show up. Kimberly said, exactly, Nikki, it's scary. Past 25-year-old women are pressured to get married and have kids. Yep. And they regret it. Next thing you know, you're on a run to Walmart to get some, toilet paper. And while you're pushing that car, you realize you don't want that life. And what do? You hop in that car, you drive to Canada and live a new life. F them kids and that man. You never wanted that life anyway. Zora said, a prenup this close to marriage isn't a good look, Devo. She can challenge that. I hope she does. Because it seems like I think they're going to get married if he says yes. Because she's absolutely going to say yes. K235 said, I don't think it's religion with Brittany. I think it's just ego, pride, and naivete. Her phenotype is a typical preference of Black men, so she cannot grasp how this one is not attracted to her. I don't think that she is somebody that would value Black men. I think she is the kind of woman, because remember, she identifies as Latina. She don't identify as that Negro side. She is the kind of woman who will be repulsed that a black man wants her. That's probably why she's fighting so hard for Devontae, because although he looks black, she knows that he's repulsed by blackness just as much as she is. For her, we're a match made in self hate. But Devontae is just like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not for me. My dingaling is very segregated. My dingaling in my heart, whites only. Romel said, preach. I know many women who are dumb and love to use God in their dumb A decisions. Spiritual psychosis. Ice Macchiato said, why Devo told Brittany he was going to be off the grid for at least 24 hours and no contact? Because he was with a white woman. He was with the white woman that he really wants. He doesn't. Nora said, I can't tell if Vic really likes Christine. He literally shows no emotion to anything. The most emotion I've seen him show was to monster trucks. But if she likes it, I hate it. Very, I'm going to get you sucker interracial couple. Oh, Two Love 29 said he is from the islands. They are very colorist people. Oh. I just feel like black people who are colorists are just fools. It's almost like you will never get treated different. Like they treated you see what happened at the Baptist. Don't matter your status. Don't matter like your country of origin. They see us all the same. Always Price said Vic and Christine were not chosen, but they realized the other couple. Yeah, I think that's what happens. Ephraim said, "Ooh, come on, Nikki, preach." That's exactly it about Vic. I want them to be okay though, because they seem to be the only ones happy. Yeah, that's a conflicting thing. It's like I can see what it is, but I'm also just like, if you guys are happy, all right, go after it. No, we saw Vic and Christine more in the separate spaces that they had for men and women chatting than we did see them talk in the pods. My May said, read an article that said Vic and Christine weren't in Mexico because Love is Blind didn't have enough money to send 7 couples there. And since they're boring and had no drama, they were the couple that went to California. Here's the thing. I don't think they split up Vic and Christine. Vic and Christine were not chosen to go to Mexico because they were not chosen to be covered for the show. That's what it is. The people that went to Mexico were the couples that Love is Blind decided to follow. Vic and Christine were an afterthought. That honeymoon in Malibu, I felt like that was recent. That was recent. A lot of Vic and Christine's footage, that's why it's so disjointed and not connecting, I think is new footage. I think they picked up them cameras months later and said, "Can we cover you?" And they were like, "Oh, sure." And there's the thing. If the show didn't decide to cover Vic and Christine, would they be here? Zora said, Love is Blind has got to hang it up. The couples aren't making it because they're casting any man at this point. Yep. And they have to chase these men to be on the show. These men are not choosing the show. The show is finding them and forcing them to be on it. Not forcing them, but like, they're probably telling them, oh, you'll be famous. Oh, you'll get a lot of money. You'll be in the Netflix family. Ice Macchiato said, we literally saw nothing of Vic and Christine. I started fast forwarding through their scenes. Ciao. Authentically Bria said, Vic and Christine's scenes are so fluffy to me. It's because they're filmed so later and they're heavily produced because they were an afterthought. Zora said, wait, what happened at the multicultural church? Racism. Listen, racism is racism, right? Racism in a place that you believe is sacred, crazy work. Crazy work. Crazy work. Dahlia said they always push for Black people to come to their churches, but won't come to ours. And I'm thankful. Stay out of the Black churches, please. I will never do that again. Peaceful said, African, is it African American? It's like that. Need to be around black, brown folks because the cult energy is on a different level. Yeah, no, for me, it's just black. I'm not doing. Mm-mm. I will not do like white Latino. I will do Afro Latina. That's as far as I'm gonna go. I will never do that again. Romel said, OMG, it's crazy you say that because my church is multicultural and my pastor and his wife and family are white. I love them, but you are in my prayer business. Ciao. Good luck. Good luck. K235 said, I wonder if part of why Vic and Christine are filmed differently is due to their religious beliefs. Like maybe they said they're not sleeping together until marriage, so there's not much to film. Yeah, the Vic and Christine were last minute. Two Love 29 said that's why the divorce rate is high between mixed couples. Well, nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. Y'all living in your own world. Like it doesn't like if y'all want to do that, go live in a cabin in the woods. That's how y'all want to live that life. But y'all gotta live in the real world. You gotta have them conversations. Like you are going to see things that your partner will not recognize. And y'all gonna have to talk about that. The thing is, you cannot go into those relationships thinking that they're just like the relationships with a person from your culture. There's no way you're going to enter that relationship without realizing that you are going to have to teach your partner how to see you. Could never be me, but for somebody else, that may work. Because for me, I don't want to do a lot of work with a man. I don't want to do all that work. Make it easy for me. Be of my race and my culture. I'm already here in a relationship with, somebody who, let's be honest, I'm way smarter than, but I gotta do this whole thing. Oh, save me. And then to teach you how to see me and how to protect me, I need you to already come ready. You already need to be made. I don't want to fix or teach nothing. No. We'll learn and grow together. But I'm not teaching you. If I gotta teach, bye. But for some people, that's their reality, and they're happy. Good for them. I was gonna bring up that Love is Blind couple, but no, we're gonna leave it. Not Love is Blind, Love Island. Dr. Imani said nothing against interracial couples, but a black man shouldn't be with a woman from another race because of self-hatred and anti-blackness. Yeah, I agree. Here's the thing. I feel like, because we're humans, right? Like you're going to be attracted. It is what it is. I feel like those relationships that happen organically are great. I feel like if you are seeking out somebody because of their race, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. You're gonna get what you're gonna get. Because that especially that white person knows exactly why you're there. They know what they look like. They see you and they see themselves and they're just like, yeah, you're here because I'm white. So I'm gonna let you get this privilege, but I'm gonna treat you like garbage because I know you really don't want me. You're using me for what I can give you. People don't like to be used. So you're going to get what you're going to get in that relationship. The ones that are organic, like my best friend, her husband's white. They started dating at 14. You think I want to tell her, girl, let that man that been loving that throw that man away that's been loving you since you was a child to get with a black man? That don't make sense. They were together before they even knew what the real world was. And when they became adults and still wanted to go through that, they did the work and they're still together this day. But they did the work. If you don't do that work, that relationship not going to last. And that's a lot of work. You cannot approach that relationship like it's a relationship with somebody from your culture. Love is not enough. Love is not enough. Unfortunately. Yep. I keep on telling y'all, everything is political. Kylie said the magnification of Love is Blind happened with Love Island too. Absolutely. And here's the thing. If we go back to a liberal president, all the shows are going to go back. Everybody going to act like everybody wasn't hella racist and didn't vote for that guy. I'm telling you, the amnesia is going to set in once the pendulum swings back. Love Island is going to have all these black proud couples all of a sudden. Love Island is going to be Black Love Island. Because now it's going to be Asian women and Asian men getting loved on. All of a sudden, these networks are followers. Everything is political. Every kid, everything is political. Cyber Diva said that's the erasure and denial of the Black experience. It's true psychological violence. Listen, they don't realize that until them kids get here. That's the thing. Them kids get here and everything changes. Everything changes. Because the mother, the white mother, is raising a child the way she was raised. This kid, you can't do them like that. And she's resenting the father because she needs you to step in and help in places where she don't know what to do. You're not helping. She's doing everything. That's where that resentment comes in. Because you don't want to have that conversation. You just want to bang her and have her run the house and raise the kids. She doing all that damn work and then on top of it, cultural work. She on YouTube trying to figure out how to wash her daughter's hair. You can't do that. That resentment sets in when she realizes that her burden and what she has to carry in this marriage is so much more than you can ever fathom. And you see her struggling and won't help. Child. Always Prices said, wait. Did I read? Thank you. I didn't read that. Azak said, Vicky Christine did have the children come on the park. A very well-rounded conversation. The well-rounded conversation was Christine saying, can you see me raising your kids? And Vic looked up, kissed her on the forehead and said, yes. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Kimberly said, Christine seems to feel comfortable bringing up race relations conversations. I hope that continues along with the Bible. She gonna get sick of that. She gonna get sick of that. Because she's doing that. She's doing the racial heavy lifting. She shouldn't be. She shouldn't be asking all these questions. That information should already been given to her. She's going to get sick of that. And I think the first issue is going to be when he takes her to an event and not explain anything to her, and she's sitting there weird and uncomfortable and not really knowing what's going on, and he won't educate her. That's what you have to do in those relationships, guys. Any relationship, even if you're the same race, but of different cultures. You know how much work my mom had to do to figure out what the hell was going on with this Jamaican culture? That was a lot of work. Just because you black don't mean nothing. If that culture is different, you got to put that work in. And one of y'all going to get sick of doing all the work eventually. That's a lot. I think that y'all, you all who participate in these don't realize how much work it is. It is not like a relationship with somebody from your culture. You have to do so much additional work. And if you don't do that work, something that probably could have been really good for you will not last. Oh God, he did? BB Girl said, Vic says he would teach his kids not to be black. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh my God. They're going to terrorize the black people in their lives. Oh my God. Oh, the black girls that go to school with them kids, especially the dark-skinned ones, they're going to put them through hell. Dr. Amani said, I'm questioning Vic's so-called social justice. He is not practicing civil rights, nigga. Dahlia said, not even the Bible, because Jesus ain't say nothing about creating couples for each other. He created people for his pleasure. Listen, Those people don't read the Bible. They just listen to whatever the pastor over the pulpit tell them. Two Love said, I think they understand each other, but something is off. Maybe because we don't see them. Yeah, that's the thing. We never see them having fun. We don't see much of them. So again, like what I'm saying is like this is all assumptions because I really don't know this couple. We don't have anything. K235 said God can definitely bring couples together, but that doesn't mean people shouldn't completely ignore the differences, if anything. God wants us to respect each other's culture and diversity of his creation. Absolutely. Simone said, Nikki, you reminded me of this one white woman I read about in this book about Hazel Scott. Her husband was a conservative radical and she was a wannabe freedom. What? How does that work? You know what? You know what? Zora said, I guess Bree heard Chris in his weird declaration that he break her back. The fact that she is even entertaining that troll is so weird. Um Guys, are we gonna meet Vic's family? I think are we gonna meet Vic's family at the wedding? Weird. You know, listen, if they like it, I hate it. Zora said the ball busting is really weird. I'm not gonna lie because does it escalate to something else? I don't know. I don't know. I do not know, child. Hannah said Bree wanted Connor to let her go. She doesn't want to look bad. That's what I felt. I felt like she wanted him to break up with her because she wanted to go see what Chris was talking about. To leave that good man for Rumpelstiltskin is crazy. What the hell is going on in Ohio? Nora said the editing for Connor and Bree was horrible. The breakup seemed to come out of nowhere. There was definitely scenes missing. Yep. None of it made sense. I was so confused. Um, Deborah said Bree wants a man that would go on the podcast and talk about her with disdain. And she would guest star on that podcast from time to time and laugh at how much her husband hates her. This is somebody's reality. Mm, mm, mm. You know what? Me too. Always prices that Connor almost made me shed one fuck tear. I love Loverboy. They're the best. They are the best thing for a woman is a lover boy. I will take nothing less. Peaceful said the women getting a random 200-person capacity conference room and turn to strut when the men get monster trucks, food, and games. LOL. Wow. Very MAGA. That's what this was. This was the MAGA season, and boy, did they show it. Give me shelter that Italian moms get the final say on who is marrying into their family. Emma is too pretty for this. Girl, get some therapy and immerse yourself into discovering your ethnic community. Also, Mike's family might be too harsh for her. They might be a little too harsh for her and aggressive. BB Girl said Bree thinks having drama and fighting in a relationship is normal. Yep. Oh, honey needs therapy. Maybe some parts work with EMDR. Maybe. Kimberly said Black Italian and Greek matriarchs are real. Oh, they don't play. They run that show. They run that show. BB said Mike's going to say no. He wants a baby like yesterday. I think so too. I think he's going to say no. That's why they let when Emma went first. I was just like, oh, we're leaving this on Mike, and she did not say she wanted the kid in them vows. Okay. Nora said Mike's vows were trash. Like barely said anything about why he liked Emma. I think because he just wants somebody. Mike just wants somebody to breed. That's it. That's it. He just wants somebody to breed. He is not looking for um, a wife or to be a dad. He just wants somebody to breed. Um, Neglected said Mike definitely saying no, and I think he was surprised. Emma said yes. As a matter of fact, the majority of the audience was surprised at her answer. Oh, BB said if Mike isn't at the reunion with the baby on the way, child, if Emma is not pregnant at that reunion, Kimberly said Mike and his dad wants their DNA passed along by any means necessary. Mike doesn't want an adopted kid. Oh yeah, because when Emma was talking about that, he was like, "Okay, girl, not really." But he was saying okay to that because she's adopted. But that's not what that boy want. Christina. Christina said every time Alex speaks, it gives 3 raccoons in a trench coat. Something I find curious is how Alex and Pri always in the same city, 3 random cities at the same time. Here's the thing: if Priyanka and Alex have had any relations and they haven't told Ashley, nasty work. Nasty work. Janelle said Emma was dead set on not having kids. Let that be that. They tried to pressure her into having kids. I would have told the mom to go, you know what? But here's the thing: if she said yes to him at the altar, knowing that he wants kids, isn't that like a declaration of saying I will have children? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Dolly said, I think Mike wants a baby because his family wants a baby. I think he also wants a baby because that's their culture. That they keep that bloodline going. And I think it's just that's that's their culture. Authentic Bria said the editing of these episodes were horrible. No intros to the family and friends at the fitting because it just seems like they just wanted this season to be done with. I feel like they had a really hard time keeping these couples together. It seemed like this season was a throwaway. Production was frustrated. I don't think they got what they wanted. And so they just threw this season away. And that is the problem with making so many seasons. They need to wrap it up. It should not, Love is Blind should not be every 3 weeks. They need to wrap it up. Dahlia said if Mike wanted kids, he would never propose to Emma. He ain't serious either. We still don't know anything about him except he was a premium. He's Italian. Oh my God. BB Girl said, at least we don't see Mike's ankles during the wedding. He loved them ankles, child. Carrot Mom said, Brittany and Devontae reminded me of Chris and Paige, Married at First Sight. Yeah. Oh my God, that couple was so deranged. Brittany thinks God gave her Devontae. Spiritual psychosis. Destiny Child said, Brittany bought the dress before the show, so she's determined. Yeah. She wants marriage. Honestly, her and Mike would have been a better fit. She wants marriage. He wants a kid. Anybody can fit. They should link up. May May said, but that's the weird part. Debo and Alex don't want to be intimate with their fiancés, but they still are obsessed with these men. It's just like you can tell when a dude isn't into you, especially physically. Especially physically. Ashley has to force this man to have sex with her. You never have to force a man to get physical. You never have to do that, child. That's your first sign. That's your first sign. Destiny's Child said a lot of the scenes with these couples are painful to watch. It's obvious that there's not a lot of love. It's not a lot of love. It's a lot of desperation. And a lot of it is on the woman's side, unfortunately. That's my store. I love that place. Kayla said, Emma doesn't know how to give a direct answer. And the nervous laughter and skirting around the point is annoying. Let me tell you something. Emma has gotten on your nerves. She is not a fan favorite. Hi, Christina. Christina said, I missed you, Nikki. I've been cranking out these trash men compilations. Another one on the way. Let's do it. You have been killing it. I love everything you posted. I'm telling you, if you want any tea on Love is Blind, she got it. She got it. Simone said, Bridgerton drops at midnight, girl. Don't worry. Yeah, I thought, I'm so confused. House of Villains. I got to put that everything. Okay, so Bridgerton at midnight. House of Villains is tomorrow. Oh, yeah. What the hell am I going to talk about on Thursday? Okay, well, tomorrow, since tomorrow's Thursday, I guess I'll talk about Bridgerton and House of Villains. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, they have been running together. I'm so confused. Oh, reality. No, I'm going to thank you, Cameron. Cameron said, remember that you're supposed to have reality TV talk to. Oh, no, you are right. I'm telling you that this is I will be able to tell you more. Being an actress in LA is so crazy because it's not like you go to an office. It's so much random things that you have to do that doesn't feel real. So time doesn't seem real. My God, today, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. Destiny Child said, Vic and Christine look solid to me. I will say, from what we've seen, it makes sense. Like, it seems like this is going to be the only marriage, but I just feel like we just have not seen enough. Like, so here's the thing: if they get married and then they're broken up at the reunion, I'm going to be gagged. If they, first of all, if they don't make it, if they don't say yes, and if they don't, and if they do say yes and they're not together at the reunion, I'm going to be gagged because I'm just like, this show gave us nothing. They showed us no cracks. Oh my God, what if it's messy? Ciao. Well, here's the thing: even if they're boring, you decided to follow them, even if it was at the last minute. So make it interesting. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Ever since they opened, me and my mom have been there every day. Every day. Neglectic said, I'm side-eyeing Bridgerton right now, the way that certain characters are promoted and those. See, here's the thing. I'm so new to Bridgerton, I don't know any of the lore. I'm watching it like it's a Disney Channel. First of all, I'm loving the Cinderella theme. Everybody else hates it. I'm like, I'm in unknown territory. Christina Jane said, as a native Ohio and Black woman, current New York City resident of 10 years, I am so embarrassed. I knew these people would embarrass me. Oh no, I'm sorry. Zora said, hear me out. Does Nick Lachey look like a golden retriever? Okay. I can't stand y'all. Don't do him. Kristen Jane said, I think the nomadic lifestyle is simply a cover for his inability to work through his ADHD and trauma. He grew up unstable, and making it a lifestyle is excuse for lack of structure. That is such a great analysis. And that's probably what's happening. Give Me Shelter said, exactly, Nikki. Hate watching does nothing but put money into the pockets of people you hate. Gives them no incentive to change. Negative viewership is still viewership. Same with social media. Yeah, you got to starve them. Starved them. Lies Zigali said the cops were called due to a fire alarm being pulled. Frat house story. Oh, okay. The cops investigated more when they saw what was happening in the basement. White people ain't changing. I'm scared. That was so scary to see them young men like that. That was so, they would, even with the cops being there, no one moved. You got to homeschool your kids in college now to keep them safe? Lord. Got that. I got that. I got that. Give Me Shelter said, MAGA is fake. Fake insistence on their goodness and fairness. Fake reasons why people don't like them, even when they prove to be unsafe and pathological. MAGA's heaven resembles the 9 circles of hell. Clock it. Period. I don't want it. If it ain't Brett and Tiffany, go home. If you want to give me interracial, give me Lauren and Cameron. If it's not that, those are the standards. Brett and Tiffany, the standard for Black love on this show. Lauren and Cameron, the standard for interracial couples on this show. If y'all can't do that anymore, then maybe you've peaked. Love is Blind. Maybe you peaked. Always Prices said, because love is not blind, especially not for a man, and it has been confirmed every season. But even if that man ain't attracted to you, he will still sleep with you. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? My God, today. SEO said, I once had a man tell me I should run from him while laughing, and I never spoke. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. TIK TOK said, any predictions on who will get married? At this point, I think it'll be Vic and Christine. But I'm not confident in that because I just don't know anything about them. But from what I've seen, it feels like they are the only solid couple this season. That's it. If Vic says no, I'm going to be gagged. I'm going to be gagged. Oh, oh my God. This season is so bad. This season is so bad. Zora said, missing 24 years, just divorced, my love. Baby, I read that article and I felt bad because I was cracking up. She said, I did not want to be found. Oh, yes, Unique said, yep. And she said, don't tell them where I'm at. Oh my goodness. That could be Emma. That could be Emma. You, what? Diane, you know what? Diane Carroll. 9 years? That's a marriage. They had an affair for 9 years? Because here's the thing, just like Alex, a black woman is what Sydney wanted. A white woman is what he married for opportunity. Alex wanted Brittany, but he'll marry an Ashley for money and opportunity. Nobody marries up more than a man. Having a ring and his baby don't mean nothing if you don't have his heart and that dang child. I got that. What about Niecy Nash? Oh, the gay stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. She was with men her whole time. Niecy's Nash's partner's a little young, but that's what happens. She was just like, this was just pure love, and I explored it, and she's happy. May May said, Ashley said she is used to always coming in second. I was kind of shocked, but maybe she needs to go to LA or Miami since she seems like she has a lot of work done. Ohio seems to prefer. Yeah, yeah. Ain't that something? That's very true. MAGA loves to enslave the blonde haired, blue eyed white woman, but who they desire? Them POCs. My God, today. Um, he needs to go to House of Villains first. Yep. Unique Hunter said most homosexuals know how to lay it down. For what I heard, they have to. They perfect that. They'll do everything. They will do everything but get a job and pay a bill. Their thing is their sexual services is for them. That's how they pay. It's pay to play with them. My God, today. Wait. No. Oh yeah, I want to talk about Niecy Nash, Maria Bello, her and her best friend, and she was like, neither one of them were gay, and they just fell in love. They just fell in love. Yes, thank you. Buson said, did she write an article on New York? Yeah. I was like, Maria, what? First of all, I have to say this, Maria. When you said husband, that's what gagged me. I was like, husband. You know what I mean? You might not have been gay your whole life, but there was some residue. Like there was an essence. I read that article and I said straight, there was an essence, sister. There was an essence. Yes. You remember I talked about that multicultural church? So Dahlia says Anne Heche was bi, I think. Rest in peace. Yes. She was. This is another reason why I was like, I got to get out of this church. Anne Heche's mother is like, real religious. She wrote a book about, the devil stealing her daughter because she was gay. She came to that multicultural church. Now, here's the thing. I grew up in church, right? I know how the church treats the gays. But like, it's something like in Black church, it's just like, it's just different. Like, the way they talked about gay people in this church, I was just like, this is so jarring for me. And I've attended weddings where the guy is clearly gay, but he was delivered in Jesus' name. But I've also went to a performing arts high school, and that really woke me up to a lot of things. But when her mother came to that church and she was talking about her daughter's mental health issues, and she was saying that she was having those mental health issues because she was gay, I was like, y'all can't get another tithe from me. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? And she was talking about how her daughter was in spiritual warfare when she was with Ellen. And I was like, to be honest with you, that's when she seemed the sanest and happiest. It's when she got with that man that everything went haywire. When she was booed up with a woman, and H was thriving. But she really blamed a lot of her daughter's mental health issues that she already had before she came out. She blamed them on her daughter being gay and Ellen. And that was like the beginning of the end for me. It was that and the way they talked about Barack Obama. I was just like, this ain't where I'm supposed to be. Doses. Zora said Amber wants to keep her space and get 2-time weekly deliveries for her man. And what's wrong with that? You can be honest about that. That doesn't sound like a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Send the baby to her father for the weekend and bring Jordan in on Saturday. Send him back Saturday night and you got the Sunday to yourself. What's wrong with that? Or when you need a little fixing during the week, you go over to his home in the projects, tell him to change them sheets and get what you need to get and go home. Have him serve you some sausage for lunch. But he doesn't have to be in your space. Always Price said, I even love that Jordan was taking on the full breadth of how serious it is to step into a parent role and not just approaching it flippantly. Me too. I think he's a good guy. But I don't think that what he is providing is what Amber wants. And I don't think she's being honest about what she wants. You do not want a husband, honey. You want a fun man that can give you occasional deliveries. What's wrong with that? Dahlia said, Amber reminds me of those aunties who had special friends for multiple, and they all across the globe. She goes to San Francisco for the weekend with her friend Albert. And then she come back and she on the she spending the weekend in the Poconos with Uncle Randy. Like, what's wrong with that? And Mr. Lawrence and Miss Yes, that auntie that got all them friends. That's what Amber wants. That's what she wants. Here's the thing. If Priyanka is his ex, gangster, if Priyanka is his ex, she's a terrible human being. Because tell Ashley, Ray said, because Ashley was just like, so you were in Austin as well? She was putting everything together. But Priyanka, if girl code, you need to tell her. Ray said also he was asked what his future looked like, and he said he saw himself in Australia with a wife and a kid. His future never includes Ashley. Never. Never. Christian says, as an Ohio native, I can say that Ohio real estate is diverse. Truly depend on where because range is wide. That's true. Christian also says, don't y'all hate it when men will lie to you fervently, even if they know they don't want to be with you? Alex, let that lady go. You don't even want her. But he needs her access. He needs her access. Yep, that's what it is. Always Prices that mega men have wonderful marriages. Their wives have miserable marriages. And although that woman is so amazing to them, they're telling their friends how much they hate her and they're going to sleep with that ethnic secretary and give her everything. Kimberly said, Love is Blind Season 1 showed all of Lauren and Cameron and Amber and Barnett. That's why we saw so many race relation conversations and foolishness with Jessica trying to get burned. Oh, I remember that. Child. I noticed that too, BB. BB said, brother, producers hate Jordan. Every time he's on screen, he's eating. And I'm like, he's not even that big. He's not even, it's very, they try to like give him the fat edit. I'm like, he's not fat. Oh, child. Cameron and Brett told Tiffany, if this place ain't bigger for you, we can get something bigger. What? And it was easy for him. Cameron brought Lauren to his home, his multi-level home. And was just like, if you don't like it, I can get something else. I want to make you happy. The standard. The standard. Authentically Bria said, that is what I love about Lauren and Cam, because Lauren was. That's the first white guy that she's ever dated. She got engaged to and married and has a child with. That's the first white man she's ever been with. She asked the right questions. And I'm telling you, I knew he was it for her when after they got out of the show or whatever, and they were having a cast party, and one of the cast members, a white woman, was trying to touch her hair. Cameron grabbed her hand, went up to her, put her hand down, pulled her to the side and said, don't touch her hair. I said, yes! All Lauren had to do was sit there and be pretty. He said, don't touch her hair. She didn't have to teach him that. He already knew. Why? Because he'd been here before. Previous sisters that already did the work. If you're going interracial, that's how you interracial. That's how you, he said, don't touch her. He knew exactly. He swooped before she could even get to the bang. He swooped. He said, I said, oh, girl, stay right there. I don't care what society say. Stay right there. My God, today. Dahlia said, I think Brittany is tired of being the spicy Latina exotica and just wants to put down roots. She's better off moving to a state with more brown folks. She get better results. She don't want to be with them brownies. Devontae is white enough for her. Is white enough for her. Azak said, I'm sorry, did we just see Bree complain that Connor lets her order her own food at the restaurant? She wants to be humiliated. She wants to be treated like garbage in her relationship. And Connor won't do that. She got problems. Well, at least she admitted it. Where is it? Dolly said, if Devo really had the coins, he could just hire a matchmaker. That's what real matchmaker. He wouldn't be on this show. Ice Macchiano said, it's a lot in other states. You can't compare LA or New York with other places, especially Midwest and the South. You're right. That's why I said, I'm just saying from LA. It just doesn't, I get that. And that's I was going to say even in Philly. Nope, gentrification and change Philly. My God, today. Why the hell is Philly the same price point as LA? What's going on? Them New Yorkers need to stop moving there. Please. Hey, so thank you for being here. Kimberly said, I live in Texas. We get a lot of space for the price. That's why a lot of celebs have Texas. I can agree. Y'all are getting mansions for $20. My God, today. Yes, I'm talking about her. 25 years. She said, I don't want to be found and don't tell them my location. Not funny. Oh my God. Miss Ronchika said, hey, Nikki, hey, Star fam. Popping in for a quick hello, but going to be the replay gang for the rest. Thank you for being here. So Steph said, I ran into Kevin's ex-girlfriend on TikTok. Let's just say Kia and Tyler are way out of, please send it to me, So Steph. Please. So Steph said, I've been on Vic's TikTok. His personality is exactly the same. Very flat, measured, little to no effect. That's another thing. You can't read him. You cannot read that man. Dolly said, my conspiracy theory is that Vic and Christine chose to do their own vacate to California and Love is Blind approached them to use their footage. Probably no. Remember, they had actual camera footage. Oh my God. Guys, maybe they're the best couple on this. We don't have much. We don't have much. Social Stuff said 10 years from now, nobody will even admit that they voted for. Yep, I have receipts. Oh, especially them brands. Oh, I have. Please don't play me. Please don't. Oh, I have receipts. Yep, Give Me Shelter said I have a strong memory, so I will remind each and every person and demographic. Uh, don't play. Don't play. Dahlia said every time I hear about some white lady struggling with her biracial kids here, I think they don't. That's the problem. They leave that woman to do everything. She is literally raising a child not of her race. You can't help with it with the hair at least. Jesus. She already got to cook that baby special foods because high blood pressure is in the bloodline. At least help with the hair. She's doing everything on her own. It's one thing when that child looks like you and is of your culture. You get it. It's another thing when that kid is foreign and you don't know what to do because that ain't your community. Oh my God, today. Dahlia said, I suspect Connor got a sweetheart edit because they wanted Bree to be the female villain. I don't think that last Cavo was directly connected to Chris. We'll see, child. I need this reunion. I don't need the next episode. I don't care about them weddings. Where is the reunion? I have so many questions. Hey, Divine. Divine said, Divine Sparkles. I live in Columbus, Ohio. Dating here is horrible. The men ruined the women here. Oof. If this shows a reflection of that, my God, today. K235 said, is all this stuff coming out on Vic's Instagram or something? I haven't seen him display anti-blackness on the show like that, but it sounds like he must be making such statements on his social media. You know what? I have to be honest with you. I haven't seen anything like that on Vic. Everything I've seen on Vic has been very, very positive. Very, very positive. I haven't seen anything about him at all. Like there's nothing about Vic. Or Christine for that matter. They are clean. They might be the best couple we have. And I'm just like, if that is the case, why? Oh, this is weird, child. This is weird. Give Me Shelter said, I wonder if TV and film realize now that MAGA doesn't translate well out of their toxic bubbles. They don't care. As long as here's the thing. They're going to create content that favors the president's views because he gets the final say on their mergers. And they all want to merge and become one conglomerate. So they're going to do whatever he says or to appease him in any way he can. If, let's say Gavin ends up being the president. If that happens, oh my God, the way film and TV is going to look, these studios are followers. They're flunkies. Everybody that runs them, followers and flunkies. Just wait. And if the president happens to be a woman, oh God, every show is going to be about a strong woman leading a family or a strong woman. Every show is going to be Xena Warrior Princess. They are followers. Every last one of them. Nora said, considering Emma felt left out as a kid, I wonder if she has a chronic people pleaser due to her fear of rejection. Probably. And that's what a lot of adopted kids deal with. Coco said the Traitors finale. You're right. So tomorrow will have to be the Traitors finale, and what else? Would it be the Traitors finale in Bridgerton? Child, I gotta figure this out. I am so that day change confused me. Dahlia said, I can't imagine the torture those kids went through to break their minds enough to be that obedient. I don't think those are the future CEO types. Not enough audacity. We'll see. We'll see. Dahlia said, love ain't blind, but she's definitely deaf, dumb, and mute. My God, today. Zora said, see how patriarchy grooms men, socializes them to follow a violent man rather than their own discernment. Not one frat pledge moving is wild. And the sad part is, I don't even think their family like their parents would think they did anything bad. If I were a parent of any of those boys in there, I would be so concerned. I would get my son out of that school and I would be like, we have to have a conversation. But I think the parents, especially the dad, is probably like, oh, that's what we did. That's like the culture. And very scary. Very scary. Yes, that's why I was even finding out about Maria like that, because she produced Woman King. I think her wife at the time did the help with costuming or something like that. But she always had an essence. Dahlia said black churches treat LGBT like military. Don't ask, don't tell. Keep directing the choir, Dante. He's just eccentric, and every Sunday praying something off of him, getting praying for his deliverance. Ciao. Dahlia said Cameron was clear across the other side of the room and he clocked that foolishness. Lauren didn't even open her mouth. Cameron handled it immediately. Yep. That should be the standard. For y'all who love them Caucasians, him and Prince Harry should be the standard. If your white man ain't showing up like that, cut him. Cut him. Carrot Mom said, I watched that video of Cameron telling that white woman not to touch her hair, so me too. I said, oh, she's safe. She's good. She's in good hands. She's in good hands. Oh, and Lauren was just like, that's all she had to do. Ah! Yeah, he sure did. He grabbed that lady's hand. She was so shocked because she'd never seen Cameron like that. But he had to protect his woman. Lauren and that biracial baby will be fine. Will be fine. They are A-okay. Thank you. Yes, a Nick. That should be the standard. That should be the standard. A Nick, a Prince Harry, a Cameron. Some of y'all busted it open for Kid Rock. What the hell is going on there? What the hell is going on there? Yeah, I don't think she wants a black man. No shade, she built like only a black man could appreciate them curves. Girl, you keep on trying to throw that on something white. Them white boys don't want that. Only a black man could appreciate that, but that's not what you want. And that's the fault of your father. Yes. Dr. Inmani said Lauren and Cameron and Nicki Landry. Yep. Why are y'all leaving Meghan and Harry from that? Harry was the poster child. His whole family was the poster child of white supremacy. He said, F y'all and your money. I'm going to go live with my black family in LA. He said, I don't want none of this. I want her. Put Harry in the rotation as well. K235 said, if you're going to go interracial, only accept the man who treat. That's y'all standard. That is your litmus test. That is y'all standard. If he not doing like Nick said, I'm going to use all my white power and I'm going to make my woman the star. Like Alandry was already blooming. He added that white privilege and made sure she got it. That's the standard. That's the standard. Carrot Mom said Cam saw the live comments because they were going crazy. He was like, why are they upset? Laura said, oh, they were upset because she keeps touching my head. Cameron hit. He don't play. He don't play about that girl. He don't play, and that's how he needs to be. He don't play. Hey, JL, thank you for being here. Dahlia said Texas did have cheap housing with the pandemic and all the migration from other states jacked up the prices like crazy unless you want to be in the country. Here's the thing. When I went to Texas, I enjoyed my time. There was it was a little weird for me because I was not expecting like the white men to be like so aggressive. I was just like, this is Texas. What are you doing? But it's something out there. I enjoyed it. The best meat I've ever had. Everything was so cheap. I mean, my God, today. I like the money just kept on multiplying. It was just like, It was a good time. It was a good time. And I felt like if I lived there, my money would stretch and my behind would be huge because everybody in Texas has a big butt. No matter the culture or the gender. Everybody is stacked. My God, today. So those were two good things. Affordability and the promise of a donkey booty, right? However, that governor can't do it. Can't do it. I will never get out of my head seeing that governor order those sheriffs on them horses to whip the Haitian people who were trying to, I won't say flee, but they were trying to come into Texas. I will never forget that image of them whipping those black men and women and children. I said, "Oh, this is a little." I've dealt with racism. Texas racism is on another level. That absolutely not. You will not catch me in Texas for more than 2 days. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there for the barbecue, and I'm hopping back on the plane. Absolutely not. I can't do it. Shout out to my black people who are there surviving. To fight the good fight. It could never be me. It could never. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Affordable housing, great food, promise of a big behind. That governor did it for me. Christian said, I know someone with a 3-bedroom house in Ohio with a 1K mortgage. Meanwhile, see, crazy, ain't it? Crazy, ain't it? Uh, uh. Social Seth said, I pay $4,400 for my place here in Seattle. Oh, I bet it's beautiful. Seattle was beautiful. My cousin used to live there. Oh, beautiful. And I grew up in Houston. The prices here are shocking. And we were named as the most expensive place in America to eat out. Really, is the food worth it? I want to do Seattle too, but I heard about the racism there. It's just like, it's a little different. It's giving UK. Mm-mm. Dahlia said, I'll never shop at Target again, and I love them. They showed their aid this past year. I remember the North remembers, Pepper Rich Farms remembers. We'll never forget. And we love that place. Unique said, Lauren and Cam are awesome, and Cam don't play about his wife. And another co-mingulation that I love is Gabe and her husband, Chad Babe, on YouTube. Oh, I have no idea who those people are. Her name is Gabe. Is she black? Christian said, I like Christine more than I like Vic. LOL. Seems like he has an agenda, but Christine is moving like a black. I didn't want to say it because it just sounds so terrible, but I enjoy her more than him. I don't know. I just feel like she got good intentions for some reason. Like she's just, I hate to say it. But it's like, I enjoy her more than Vic. You got to give me more. Christine is really showing up. I didn't want to say it, but thank you for saying it, Christian. K235 said, now I got to go watch season 1 with Cameron Lauren again. Listen, the way me and my family watched that and cried, we love that couple. Dahlia said, I leave out Prince Harry because I think he got with a biracial woman who claims white culture and used her to get rid of his family because he's too scary to do it himself. He's British. I've been learning a lot about the Brits during this BAFTA thing. They are so shocked at how Americans are handling this because they are the keep calm, carry on people. They are not used to like fighting. And I'm like, I can't believe we learned from you. The British are coming. Y'all so passive. It's crazy. So I just think, he don't know how to fight. And Megan was just like, no, we're not going to do this. Now, if you don't want to fight for me, I'm going to leave. He said, no, Megan, don't leave me. Stay with me. And she's like, no, I'm taking me and my baby and I'm getting out of here. He's like, well, I'll go with you. I'll go with you, Megan. And that's what happened. I think that's what happened. Because Megan was just like, I'm not doing this. Mm-mm. Give me shelter. The thing about Nick, his whole family said that was another thing. The whole family stood 10 toes down behind his mother. That's what I told y'all. That relationship is going to work because the mom chose her daughter-in-law. When that matriarch want a relationship to work, it's gonna work. I don't care who that man likes. The matriarch said this one, and that's what's gonna happen. That's what's going to happen. He don't play about her. He don't play about her. Devonta said Nick is defending his woman from colorist rappers and the Landers. He don't play. And them ball players. He know. Dahlia said Houston was voted the fastest city in America 2 times in a row. We earned that title for sure. Y'all sure did. Nobody's catching y'all on barbecue. Nobody's catching y'all in barbecue. Ephraim Empathy said, I'm not stepping another toe in Texas and I got family there. Listen, I said, y'all whipping black people? What the hell? Oh, I'm good. I'm good, child. And I'm like, that just wasn't like, that didn't shake people. Never see me for more than 3 days. I got my restaurants that I'm going to go. I would just go there to eat. That's it. K235 says Southern states could be so good if it wasn't for the racism. Very true. Very true. Maybe I've been to LA too long, but that Texas barbecue so Steph, I cut a steak with a butter knife. Ay. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Tenderness. Oh, Gabriel. OG YouTuber okay. I'll check them out. Coco said, I love Christine's mom being like, yes, Vic seems so great. So kind, and also he's hot. She didn't care about nothing else. She said, he's hot, you're pretty. Where are my grandkids? She already knew them grandkids are gonna eat. Oh, K235. You're right. K235 said, I think we can add Serena and her husband in there too. You are absolutely right. He don't play about her. He don't play about her. K235 said, Nick's whole family said, this is who you're going to be with. I'm telling you, if the matriarch picks you, you're in. You're in. Nobody cares what that man wants. The matriarch said, this is it. This is the woman that's going to extend my bloodline. I don't care who you like. And that's what the mom, just like the house always wins, the mom always wins. Ciao. Nancy's behavior said, found out who gets married or not in the finale. And it's like the season, child. Like the season. Anyway, guys, we have hit the 3-hour mark. Look at us. It went by so fast. I love it here. But your girl got an early morning. I got to get out of here. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for joining me. One more episode and then the reunion, and we're done. My God, today. Tomorrow, for sure, will be the Traders reunion. I'm going to try to get Bridgerton in there, depending on how early my day wraps up. If not, Bridgerton and Reality TV Chat will be on Friday. But Thursday, absolutely will be Traders. I love you. See you soon. Bye. I got to get some more.